Hey everybody, welcome to WDWNT Live. We're here for day 2 of the worldwide Disney Parks closure. I'm Tom Corliss from WDWNT.com. My assistant Colleen is here. We don't know how to switch to you, do we? You do know how to do it? Oh, look at that. Good job. And we're going to be here for the next couple hours talking about things. Very exciting. So I was watching a chat. I don't know what I did with this now. I'm going to go in a different way and watch this. We're watching the chat on YouTube. We're going to be, I don't know, what chats are you watching? You haven't gotten there yet. Should I open Instagram? I'll do Instagram.
I should turn my microphone on.
You should turn your microphone on. That would be a good idea. I'm going to put on Instagram so I can see the chat there. I have to open YouTube in a different place.
I'm going to open Facebook.
But yeah, it'll be good if we're ready to answer questions, probably. Oh, I think that is the way to watch the chat. It went away for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, we're here for a couple hours this morning. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. And then tonight at 8 p.m., we're going to be doing a watch-along of some Disney St. Patrick's Day movies. So Darby O'Gill and the Little People, a classic if you've never seen it, at 8 o'clock. And then I don't remember the name of the other movie. It's some Disney Channel original film.
Luck of the Irish.
There you go. You knew it.
Yep.
That the millennials on staff are very excited about.
Tom's a millennial.
Not really. Don't act like one. But they're very excited about it. So we're going to watch both of those tonight, starting at 8 o'clock if you'd like to join us. Hopefully you have Disney Plus, you can watch along. If not, maybe you have them on DVD. I don't know. I'm going to go find this chat now. Give me the chat, please. There we go. Now I've got the chat. It was being weird. YouTube is having technical issues with the subscriptions page and maybe some more at the moment. Well, people seem to be watching. If not, we're on live in 50 different places, so I think everyone will find us.
I hope so.
I don't think we're on Instagram, by the way. You may want to tell Jason that. I don't think we've gone live on Instagram yet. Nope, we have not.
Okay.
So we're going to get our last couple of streaming services going. Let's see if we're on Twitter. Let me check the Twitter. If we're on. Well, we are on Twitter. Hello, Twitter. Hello, Periscope. So we're there. Oh, there we go. We just went on Facebook. I see that. Sorry, other people usually do all this. We're learning today how to do all this ourselves. We're shorthanded. So everyone's getting trained on how to go live and stream to all these platforms. We're working on it. Someone said, I've seen Luck of the Irish. I have not. It'll be my first time seeing it. I love you, Tom Corliss. I love you too, Panda Jones. It's very sweet. Thank you. I don't get that a lot. I usually get much meaner words. So it's nice to get that one every once in a while. Hopefully this studio will cool down. I know we just got in for the morning, so I lowered it already. It's just got to get there.
Okay, it takes a long time.
I know. We also have lights on, and it's
that's
a little warm. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Jesse Edwards, we all love you, Tom. It's very sweet. It's very sweet. Thank you, guys. Someone said hi, Colleen.
Hi.
Yeah, you got a greeting. That's always good. Are we on Instagram now?
Jason's working on it.
Okay, he's working on it.
I can see the
mouse. I think it's on.
Woo.
I think I see it. I probably need to lower my volume before I yell at myself. It's black, but it's on, but it's pitch black.
That happened yesterday. Like, it takes
We're having trouble loading this live video. Please try again later. Well, I'm watching the YouTube chat for now. I don't know if you want to watch Twitter/Periscope.
I don't Twitter, so
I'll let you do Instagram then. This is why I asked. I asked you which ones you want to watch. You're like, whatever you want. And then you're like, I don't have that. Well, that's the problem. All right, I'll watch the Periscope one to see what people are saying on the Periscope. There we go.
Okay, I've got Instagram.
We're on Instagram now?
Yep.
Hello, Instagram. Sorry, this is a new thing we're doing with Instagram. We've been doing a new setup, so it's not, the show isn't cut like this. You can just turn your phone and actually see everything going on. It's a thing we've been doing for our Thursday night show, News Tonight. People seem to like it now that they can watch the whole thing on Instagram. When we remember to restart it after the first hour, it's always good.
People say hi.
All I wish is Tom Cruise would be more positive. I respond to the things I'm exposed to. Maybe I shouldn't use exposed to at this point in time, but I respond to the things I see, and if I feel good about them, I'd say good things about them. If I don't, I don't. I don't lie. I don't put on a happy face. You know, try to give people honest opinions of things. Good late Tuesday morning. Watching from Windermere. That's not far away, but it's good to be locked inside like we are. Do you live at the studio? No, this is a place of business, and that's illegal. As Hondo Onaka says, that's illegal. You know that. No, I live like 10 minutes down the road. The studio's on iDrive. And people come in on Thursdays. Not right now. We've canceled tickets for everyone's safety. But on Thursdays when we do WDW News Tonight in the evening, we have a live studio audience, and the audience size will range anywhere from 2 people to 30 to 40 people, depending on the show. It just depends on the week. So, yeah, sometimes there's a couple people here. Sometimes there's a loaded room under these hot white lights, which is always fun.
David, a staff member, he suggested that we have a drinking game every time Nathan brings up something that you and I then say, don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. We should be drinking today, right? St. Patrick's Day?
We should.
Well, we got to start with breakfast, sir.
Yep. Hold on, let's see. Any word on pumped up construction while parks are closed?
It's not a thing. Not happening. Will you give them free tickets when you reopen? No, because we don't even get the money from the tickets. Every ticket purchase is $2, and the $2 goes to Give Kids the World. I'm not going to deprive Give Kids the World of money. You know. And I imagine coming out of this, Give Kids the World is going to need, you know, is going to need all the money they can get, probably. You know, a lot of the kids who go through there probably have some sort of immune deficiency. And I imagine this is a scary time for them. So it would probably be nice the more kids they can bring to Disney World once this is all over, after going through, like, this is scary enough for those of us with a regular immune system. I can't imagine being someone who lives with a compromised immune system right now. That's very scary. So I think, you know, the most you can donate to Give Kids the World at the end of this, probably the better, because there's going to be a lot of people who can use that release when this is over.
Any recommendations on what to do with my trip? I'm supposed to go on March 29th.
Yeah, they're closed.
Go another time.
Yeah, I've canceled 2 trips already. I was supposed to go to a wedding in L.A. This weekend. The wedding is canceled.
Oh, they did cancel it?
They're having a ceremony with, like, the immediate family, so, like, mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters. There's a ceremony, and there will be a party of some kind at a later date. Yeah. And then I was supposed to go to Japan next month. That obviously, even if they reopen, probably isn't happening. Although I've thought about it, and I just think about how emotional we are here. And I don't know if there's another place in the world I would rather be the day Tokyo Disney reopens than there, because I just think that's going to be one of the most beautiful things anyone's ever seen. I think those people are going to be crying and emotional. And it's going to just be a really beautiful reminder of why we like this thing we like. Cool. I'm excited about it. I hope things are normal enough where I could be there for their reopening day, because I think that'd be really cool. I'm
supposed to go the end of April. What's your thoughts?
It's possible. It's enough weeks away where anything's possible.
Havaianas is open at Disney Springs. Come get your flip-flops.
They're open?
That's
the flip-flop store?
Telling me.
Who's even there?
This person, I'm assuming.
What else is open other than Havaianas?
I don't know. I said we should send someone. You
I
can
don't know
drink
if Jess
with
is
breakfast.
Watching. I can't message. I could probably close one of these things and message her.
Star Wars Rival Run weekend. Yeah, we're thinking that's closed. Do we hope that Disney World will be open by May? We do hope.
I would imagine May is safe. Hoping this all goes well, but I think things are. I think they've started the process early enough where I would hope May is fine.
Let's see, on Facebook, if AMC is closing theaters for 3 months, there isn't a chance of any trips happening before June.
I think AMC is just setting realistic expectations. I don't believe AMC will be closed for 3 months.
Yeah.
Maybe 1.5, maybe 2. 3 just seems like let's just put this out there now. They just wanted to be, I think somebody at AMC was probably mad that everyone else is like, we're closed for 2 weeks, and then it'll be another 2 weeks. And I think they just wanted to be like, you know what, we're closed for 3 months. Don't even think about us reopening, and then it'll be like a happy surprise when they're like, you know, whenever it's a little bit earlier, they're like, hey, we're open, come see a movie.
Is Boathouse still open? I don't know. Check their website.
Someone said it's pronounced. Is it pronounced Avianas? Is that a thing?
Avianas?
We're white people.
Yeah.
We didn't know Jaleo for the longest time.
We try.
It was Jaleo for the longest time.
Somebody else said it's open. Any word on the college program for April arrivals?
No idea.
They're rumoring schools won't be opening again until June or August. Do you think Disney will do the same?
I think schools are different.
Yeah, I mean, Disney's gonna want to open by summer because it's the summer.
Yeah, schools want to. I think at this point they're in the middle of a semester. If they're going to switch to online, then they're just going to go through with that till the end.
Yeah, they're just going to finish.
I think instead of like, oh, all right, everybody, let's come back in and switch back to the way we were doing things with 1 month to go. You know, that's my guess. Someone donated $5. Thank you, Tasty Doodle. Good morning, Tom, Colleen, and everyone hanging out watching. I hope everyone has a great day and staying safe. We are. Thank you, Tasty Doodle.
Should I go on my Disney trip in April, early April? I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah. If the government at that point says it's, whenever your trip is, if the government says it's safe and Disney's reopened and things seem safe, I think you can go.
Ooh, here we go. I read an article, Apple could buy Disney.
We did post that, yeah. I mean, Disney's losing a lot of money right now, and Apple isn't losing so much money because, and people are like, oh, Apple's closing stores, and I'm like, you know, Apple does a lot of digital sales, right? You can order Apple devices from home. You can buy things, you do buy things on iTunes and Apple TV and all those things at home. You don't have to go anywhere to give Apple money. The Disney parks absolutely require you to go somewhere.
That is true.
Give them money. Disney's movie division absolutely usually depends on you to go do that. I'm hoping Onward gets a digital release. I don't think they're going to put on Disney Plus because it's got to make some money. But I will happily pay $20 to own Onward and watch it like next week, since I can't go to a movie theater. I think that's the right decision to make. Top of the morning, Jessica. Thank you for being in the chat.
Let's see. Construction appears to be ongoing. Thoughts?
Construction's not ongoing. They're painting the castle, but that's a Disney crew. I don't think the third-party construction people are actually working. Ample Hill's filing for bankruptcy. Yeah, they don't have a good business model. That doesn't mean they're closing. People are jumping to conclusions. That means you restructure. You might close locations. I think if you're restructuring, I don't think you close your Disney locations. That doesn't seem to me. There might be too many Ample Hills in New York. I think that might be a thing, but I think they'll keep their Florida locations should the company stay in business. Top of the spire. Top of the spire to you.
The teacup ears. Yeah. You're just going to have to buy them online. That's the Minnie
They said
Mouse.
they're going to release them later in stores.
Yeah, I'm just going to buy them online.
Are they still doing the online release
I think
that
so.
day?
I haven't heard. I mean,
yeah.
Why not? Will Disney be open the first week of April?
We don't know when Disney's going to reopen. You know what we need to do? We need to just make a sign to put behind me on all these shows that just says we don't know when Disney's going to reopen.
Or a thing that's like on the bottom of the screen.
And it just keeps running across?
We don't know.
We don't know when Disney's going to reopen.
We don't. I wish we did. Our guess is like 6 to 8 weeks. So, if you've got a vacation planned in that time, I would reschedule it.
Is DisneyOpen.com should be what people say.
What are you going to miss most while the parks are closed?
Food.
Yeah, Tom doesn't make food. He just goes to theme parks.
I order food at home, but that's my favorite thing about the experience here is the resorts and the dining, because our parks are kind of, in comparison at least to the other ones, they're always overcrowded. The maintenance is bad, but I still love them. But as a local, the things I enjoy most are going to a resort and having dinner I'm gonna miss Sanaa, and I'm gonna miss Ale and Compass, and I'm gonna miss those places I go every 1 or 2 weeks, just because they're great restaurants. Even beyond Disney, they're great restaurants. I know people are like, oh, you only eat at Disney. No, I've been to enough nice outside of Disney restaurants. I know when restaurants are good. And I think Ale and Compass and Sanaa, I brought people, all sorts of snobby family and friends, to those 2 restaurants, and they're usually like, this is very good. I'm very surprised. Are you annoyed that the Ghost Toast jars are on Shop Disney for a fraction of the cost? The game of Disney merchandise is you never know. I live and die by when you see it, buy it. There are many things that if I had not bought them the day I found them, I wouldn't have, and they're really cool things. The jars, I didn't want to take a chance on the jars. I bought them the first day. I got them at 20% off. With AP discount, it wasn't that bad, but obviously, like, I would have liked to have paid less, but it's got to always follow that rule, because you never know when things are going to sell out.
If I really want something, I'll buy it right away. If it's something that I'm like, I don't know, I'll think about it, then, you know, I obviously don't desperately want it. And then if it shows up in Cast Connection later, I'll get it for much cheaper. Is attraction maintenance in-house or third-party?
Attraction maintenance is in-house. But I don't know how much they're making them do. I don't know if they're just coming in to test that the rides function or what. But I don't think we're going to show up and Disney World's going to look more beautiful than ever.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That's my theory.
What's your favorite breakfast spot at Disney?
Favorite breakfast spot? That's tough. I like Kona a lot. Kona breakfast is good. Their lunch and dinner is terrible now, but breakfast is still really good at Kona. Grand Floridian Cafe brunch. Olivia's brunch. Both very good. Oh, the rock and roll brunch at CityWorks. As much as we didn't like dinner at CityWorks, that brunch was fantastic. That's my favorite brunch on property now. That rock and roll brunch. Everything was very, very good. Yeah, there's some good ones.
On both things, people asking about...
Disney Parks blog just posted, apparently.
Oh, the Minnie Mouse main attraction merch line. So they said they're going to release it... Buttons. They said that they're going to release it like in the stores later. I don't know, you know, whenever they reopen. As far as we know, they're still going to release them online. I'm going to be up on Saturday.
Parks blog posted about donating food. It's not very exciting.
Oh.
I mean, good for them, but we already knew they were doing it. You got me all excited like something was happening.
Restaurants at Disney resorts still open? I mean... Yeah,
they are. Select resorts. Some resorts are closing.
Until they close.
Yeah.
Havaianas has their new Villains flip-flops.
Oh, okay.
Do you think they'll reopen by the end of May or the end of April?
It's possible, but I'm not a health official. I don't know when it's going to be safe to go outside.
Let's see. What are your thoughts on the Boathouse?
I love the Boathouse. Boathouse is excellent. They used to have a steak sandwich I really loved. I still like their other stuff. Their burgers and sandwiches are very good. Their steaks are very good. Their seafood's very good. I love that they do the fresh oysters. I love oysters. Very good. Someone yelled laptop B.
Yippies! I got B ears, guys, and I've ordered like 2 B shirts.
Her husband's very confused by this B thing all of a sudden.
I'm like wandering around being like, I'm a bee. And he's like, this is a weird thing to become obsessed with. But we were at Hollywood Studios and I suddenly heard someone be like, buzz, and I turned around. It was one of our reporters.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, you respond to buzzing now? I'm like, I do, because I'm a bee.
Yeah.
Let's see. Have you done dinner at Topolino's Terrace?
Yep.
If so, thoughts?
Rather than me quickly give you thoughts, you should go to our website and open up the review because we reviewed like every item. We had like 10 entrees and tons of appetizers. And yeah, so just search on our site, Topolino Terrace Dinner.
Are you doing this live video in your house?
No, this is our studio on International Drive, and it's just me and Colleen 6 feet apart at this desk.
Yep.
That's what we're doing.
Well,
we're not making anybody come in. I don't know what Thursday's show is going to look like yet. I don't know who wants to come in and who's staying home. And with no audience on Thursday, but I think we're doing the show. March Madness is happening. This is the perfect time for a tournament of theoretical,
to talk about.
for theoretical attractions we can't miss because they don't exist. This was the right time.
Will these be random, or is there schedule for when these will air? We're going to do this every day at 11. That's the goal, right?
We might move earlier 1 or 2 days. Because we're not going to be on in the evenings some days. Because Park Center's on Wednesdays. News Tonight's Thursday. The Pressing Issues show probably is starting soon.
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll see. We might try a 9 a.m. at some point, see if anybody wants to come talk first thing in the morning. We'll see how people react. We'll figure it out as you guys tune in. We see what the audience numbers are at certain times. We'll try to be on, obviously, at times when most of you are available, try to accommodate the most people.
Yeah.
So.
Colleen, are you wearing green? Hold on, I'm going to stand up. So I've got my ears. My necklace is green.
I'm
Mickey
glad.
Mouse. I've got green pants.
I just have a green shirt.
Green shoes.
Oh, you do?
And
You
green
are all
socks.
green. I didn't even realize.
Colleen is the Irish word for girl.
You are Irish, right?
I'm very, yeah.
I'm Irish, but I like to hide it under another shirt.
You're more Italian. You've got that
My
vibe.
last name is Irish, though, and I don't have the. I am more Italian, but my last name is Irish. Yeah. I'm very glad you're all still broadcasting and just having fun. Please do not stop and embrace the bee. Reveal the bee. Reveal the bee.
I love you.
Bee
guys.
forever.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of these. There's a lot of these bee things.
See,
Wear green or get pinched. No one's pinching anyone today.
Nobody's touching anybody. Any idea what Disney's going to do for annual pass holder merchandise and magnets for the festival? I think they'll just leave it out.
They'll
so
figure
you
it
buy
out.
It.
If they still have magnets stacked up, I think there'll be some way to get them. They're not just going to burn them.
Because I think for Food and Wine, it was, there was the first magnet, and it was oh, it stops being available after this day. But when I went to get my second magnet, the first magnet
still
was
had
there.
them,
They
yeah.
still
So
passed
I
them
think
out,
they'll
so.
be around. They're not gonna just burn them. Tom, I would love your opinions on the Play Pavilion. I heard rumors of VR versions of old Disney rides, all the way to just being an elaborate meet and greet area. It's meet and greets, but it's also like a testing ground, for weird. Interactive things, and there's no VR rides. But the balloon battle thing will be these all be little game tests for WDI and things they'll switch out every couple of months or years. And then there was I forget what else they announced is inside. Did Hotel Heist get announced? I don't even know. Zootopia's has a game with it's a hotel heist. You help them steal things or something. The Edna Mode thing is just Animation Academy, but it's making outfits. It's going to be kind of like a Disney Quest. I think that's their idea was, let's build kind of an IP-laden Disney Quest in Epcot, because this side of Future World otherwise is all adult rides. Everything has a height requirement. So you have Cosmic Rewind, Mission Space, and Test Track, all of which are grown-up rides. And so it's well, we got to do something for kids of all sizes.
So you can just ditch your children there?
It's kind of like, who's not riding any of these thrill rides on this side? Let's go hang out in this air-conditioned play space, which I think is brilliant. I love it. I think it's a great idea.
What an unfortunate situation for the new CEO. Has he made any public announcements or issued a press release?
No, he has not appeared since the annual general meeting, where he said, we're open and things are fine, and then things change very quickly.
Do you know if part-time employees are being paid? They're not, right? At Disney?
I think they're getting paid a partial amount for 2 weeks, supposedly, and then they're not getting paid. I don't know. I've heard mixed things about that. I don't know.
Why are churros and pickles not a big thing at Disney World like they are at Disneyland?
They're not good here. That's not fair. The pickles are good. We just don't do the spicy one, but I thought the spicy pickle was disappointing. Another staff member, Allison, who's on Park Center regularly, visited in the summer a year or two ago. I think it was 2 years ago. And we were walking around, and she's like, "Oh, it's very hot. I want to grab a pickle." I was like, she's like, "They're very refreshing." I was like, "All right, fine, I'll get a pickle." I had a pickle, and I'm standing there. I'm like, "This is really refreshing, and it's cheap, and I really like this." And so, well, I've had pickles before in my life, but never like out in the sun, like on a hot day, like a giant juicy pickle. I've never had that. And I was like, oh, these are great. And then I got to Disneyland, I saw, oh, there's the spicy pickle. I really want to try this spicy pickle. And I took a bite, and I was like, they just like threw it in like a juice, but it's not like absorbing it, so it just tastes like like an extra vinegar pickle. It wasn't exciting. I was very disappointed, but pickled, people definitely buy them here. Churros aren't a thing here because they suck, because the water's bad, and so they turn out like garbage. The pumpkin-filled churro in Storybook Circus was the worst Disney park snack I've had in my entire life. It was gross. The consistency was gross. It was like the inside was filled with, if you go to Michael's, they sell like those, the thing of like glitter glue.
Yeah.
It was like there was glitter glue inside of it, like pumpkin-colored glitter glue. Probably tasted like it too. It was pretty bad.
Why is Kona lunch and dinner bad?
They changed the menu. We've reviewed it. It's been a lot of bad. They went first to that steak-heavy menu, and that was all bad. And now they did some other stuff that's all very bland. That airline chicken's pretty bland. The pho was real bad. We have a full review up of the current menu. It's gross. They've really tanked it, which I loved Kona. It's a shame.
Yeah, if you have questions about restaurants, you should search them on our website.
Well, they could ask here too, because maybe we don't.
Oh, maybe we don't.
Yeah.
How definite is the purchase? No. Do you think this will have a trickle-down impact on booking for 2021?
I don't know. I think people will be over it by then. I think things will be interesting for the summer maybe, but I think things will... Oh, we're a split screen now. Very exciting.
Okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense.
You know, no one has to switch then.
Oh, it looks real weird on Instagram though. Not like it's just the chat just covers me, and let's see. Fun Spot is still open. Okay.
It's covered in virus. Is that the new commercial? Don't touch anything.
Good places to eat in Disneyland.
Oh, there's lots. You gotta ask them table or counter service.
Will Disney close permanently? No.
No, we'll survive. Unfortunately, we will come back into this world without the Great Movie Ride at some point in time.
How did Disney manage to remove the sunken Jungle Cruise boat? They just they like pulled it backstage and then like got the water out of it and fixed it. I don't know. I'm not a boat engineer. Don't know. I assume they have like a thing that pumps the water out. Yeah, those are things that exist.
I assume they have one of those at boat attractions.
We would hope.
Yeah. That's, I mean, it's a big assumption for them.
Have you ever gone to any Club 33?
I have been to every Club 33 except the Tokyo, and specifically the Harambe House at Animal Kingdom.
Apparently there are lots of people out on swan boats. That's what you want to do. Go touch a swan boat. Keep forgetting the camera's there.
People are out on, where are people out on swan boats?
It's the Swan.
What? At the Swan Hotel?
Yeah.
They have swan boats?
Apparently so.
I was not aware of this.
Something Tom didn't know. What's your most favorite Disney attraction? All
time? Original Journey to Imagination. Currently either Mystic Manor or Sinbad's Storybook Voyage. Colleen?
My favorite ride is Soarin'. That's apparently the wrong answer.
That's a bad answer.
My favorite ride in Magic Kingdom would be Peter Pan. And at Hollywood Studios, it's Toy Story Midway Mania. And at Animal Kingdom, I really like the Safari. And I've been to Disneyland once, and I don't remember it super well. But we rode Superstar limos.
Oh, it was your only trip, and you rode Superstar limo?
Yeah, well, because we went, it was right after DCA open. Like that was
Yeah.
part of the like trip was like, oh, this had opened. But it's nothing like none of those
Guys,
rides
I
are
heard
open.
there's a swing with bees. Let's go.
My sister has, or she did. They had like models of the rides, like
For the
toys.
monorail set, yeah.
So she had a bunch of those, like
Orange
ones,
Stinger.
the Orange Stinger.
They did
specifically, I
California
remember.
Screamin'.
Yeah, she had a bunch of those.
The other ones.
Yeah, that's the only time that we went to Disneyland, and I don't remember it super well. We rode Soarin' a lot. I think so. Like Soarin' has like a connection. Like we rode this ride like 10 times because no one was in this park. We thought like parts were closed.
If Walt Disney World were to close down forever, you had the ability to save one ride or attraction. What would you save? I think they're already gone, the ones I would save.
Oh, this is interesting. They always said that Animal Kingdom didn't have nighttime shows so that they didn't disturb the animals, but Rivers of Light seemed pretty loud. How does that respect the sleeping animals?
I don't think that bothers the animals. I think they're used to noise. They're just not used to
Also, I think they go
piercing
inside,
noise.
so like they put them inside in a concrete building.
Yeah.
Okay.
The world needs your take on the Country Bears. Why don't we have the overlay in Florida or California? Money? I mean, the ride also doesn't exist, or the show doesn't exist in California anymore. Will Space 220 ever open? It's a great question. There's a board in our break room where people who come into work can mark down, like they could weigh in on a question, and usually it's like, what's your favorite villain, or what ride have you not been on? And then it became, what will open first, and it was Taste Track or Space 220.
No, it was Taste Track or La Fresca. And literally Annie wrote it down, and then like we got a message that La Fresca opened.
So that was changed to Space 220?
So that it was changed to Space 220.
But now the third option up there is Walt Disney World. So what will open first? Space 220, Taste Track, or Walt Disney World? I think Taste Track's still winning, I believe.
I think that does have the most.
Yeah.
Let's see. Have you ever been evacuated from Tower of Terror?
Yeah. I'll probably upload that video sometime this week now that I have some time.
This one says they say Soarin' was good until they took out the Orange Grove part. I miss the orange smell. Me too.
Well, yeah, Old Soarin' was definitely
Old
better.
Soarin' was definitely better. Should MK remove the magic carpets? Tom thinks so.
Yeah. They're in the way.
What is that story about Apple buying Disney?
I just think Disney's weak right now, and Apple could pounce.
How did the dating game dates go? We have an update on that, and we'll.
That keeps getting pushed back.
It
Yeah,
keeps
I think
getting
it's going to
pushed
air on
back.
this week's show.
But all.
We have very little monologue this week, so I
There's
think okay.
Jason's bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll show that video. So that's cool.
There obviously isn't a lot to make jokes about this week, so there's lots of time on the show for other
You
things.
can really dive in depth on those rides that don't exist.
Yeah.
Ever been to River Country?
Nope, never went.
When did that close?
01.
Okay.
After 9/11, I think.
Like we could have.
With the exception of the Hatbox Goes to the Bride, what's your favorite Parks villain? Someone said Harrison Hightower. Harrison Hightower, I don't think is a villain. Like, he's a mean man in his life, but in the ride, he's a victim. Like, Shriki Utundu is really mean to him on the ride. Shriki Utundu is the villain. That's probably my favorite park villain. Shriki Utundu. He's very mean, very evil. I don't know who else. What other ride villains are there? I don't think the lava monster is really a villain. It's just a creature we've disturbed. Ride villains. I like Brer Fox. That's an IP, though. Ride villains.
Can we ever get a villains park? That would be cool.
What other rides have villains?
That isn't an IP.
Yeah, there's not many that I would qualify as a villain.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. The
Someone
Yeti?
wrote-
The Yeti, it's an animal you've disturbed. It's not a villain.
Somebody wrote Minnie when she kicks Pluto.
Yeah, on Runaway Railway, yep. Absolutely nothing will go wrong.
Will Fantasmic ever be updated with newer films? If so, which scenes would you add?
They updated Fantasmic's films a couple years ago. There's Frozen, Entangled, and Princess and the Frog. in the bubble scene. They probably mean like full scene changes,
Yeah.
but those are in there now.
I mean, it's kind of odd that like a thing that you act out a whole scene from Pocahontas. Like,
I like that.
I mean, it's fine. It's just, it's. not
Look,
a
it's
movie.
John Smith. He swings around.
It's just not as like.
Arm
a
yourselves.
movie.
Oh, Joe Ramirez with a $20 donation. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for showing the staff. Could you both answer questions about your favorite Walt Disney World parks and rides, as well as what you do not like? Thank you for streaming. Everyone should support the channel. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. Well, if you'd like to know what Tom doesn't like, just go back and watch all the shows.
Stop it. What do you like and what do you dislike?
Well, we just went over my favorite ride is Soarin', which is the wrong answer, but I still like it. I don't know. I like to fly, I guess, because I really like Peter Pan too.
Not right now.
Not right now, no. I mean, I don't actually like planes. They smell funny. I don't like the texture of like the seats. Same with airports. But I don't like cars. I get car sick, so I guess then we need to go on the plane so the process is over.
Get on a train.
We could. I've only done trains a couple times. Like my dad flies a lot, so we just fly for free places. What were we talking? My favorite parks.
The things you like and
The
things you
I
don't like.
So let's see. My favorite rides. Like my favorite parks. I was thinking about this the other day because I was like, I think when I was younger, I would have said my favorite park was MGM. And then like when I hit adulthood, I would have said my favorite park was Epcot. And so now I think my favorite park is Magic Kingdom because I don't know what's left. Like that's it. I know.
Yeah.
Epcot's a shell and MGM doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Trying to think, like, let's see. My favorite restaurant, I think, is 50s Prime Time.
What do you get at prime time?
The fried chicken.
Okay.
Shannon and I split the fried chicken, but we get an extra side of mashed potatoes. We're Irish, and you gotta have potatoes with every meal.
Yeah.
You'll just die. My husband,
What
every
happened
day.
to picky eaters?
I don't know. I gotta check with Shannon. So Shannon and I are gonna do a show. We filmed the first episode, but like I can't edit things, so Shannon has it all. But now that Shannon has no job, she should have time to edit it together. We had reservations tonight. We were gonna go eat in Mexico, but we're not.
That's a hard one. Everything has cheese.
That's the point. I don't like cheese. That's what inspired this show.
But this would be a good time to release the first episode.
That's what I told her. So I got to check with her and be like, hey, edit this, write an article, and then we can be like, look, you can find food if you're a picky eater.
I mean, not now, but.
Not now. You can't do anything now, but you could before and maybe later. What are things I don't like? Not as picky as Tom. I mean, I'm a picky eater, so it's hard to feed me. So like sometimes we go to restaurants and I'm just like, well, I didn't really like that. I get motion sick. So like there are rides that like I won't ride. I don't think I've ridden teacups since I was like 8. I hit a point where I was like, I can't ride Star Tours anymore. I don't like riding Mission Space because like I feel like I'm gonna die afterwards.
Yeah.
I love Harry Potter, but like after a couple times, I was like, I can't ride the castle ride. Like I'll walk through the line with people. Forbidden Journey. I'll walk through the line with people, but then I'll wait for them to get off because I feel horrible afterwards. So that's probably things I don't like. Like rides that really shake you around. I get motion sick, and that's a bummer for like people I'm with. But oh well. Rob's really hopeful that like our children will like roller coasters or something. I was like, train them, and you can, it's fun. We'll go to Disney, and my dad and Rob are like, we want to ride a roller coaster, and my mom and sister and I are like, go ride one, and then they kind of awkwardly look at each other, in that like father-in-law, son-in-law, like, yeah, we're fine, but do we have to have a conversation? Which I was like, no, you could just stand in line together and not talk. Like that would be, I think you'd both be happier, but they feel obligated to ask each other about their lives. But it's entertaining for us.
Sometimes you do when you stand next to people.
Yeah.
GamerX donated $2. Thank you, GamerX. Do you think Journey to Imagination is trash now? Yes. Yes, I do. Which is part of that question.
Yeah.
Do you
Picky Eater Show, yes,
more?
please. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, there's things I miss. I mean, I miss the Great Movie Ride, and I miss MGM Studios. I think in
Nope, that
general.
way. There's movie ride,
Yeah,
kind
in
of.
general, like I miss
Cut off.
MGM Studios. There
Yeah.
were rides. I really miss the Christmas lights. That was like my
Osborne,
favorite thing. And actually, having like a backlot in the Golden Girls house. So that's a bummer. And I'm disappointed in Star Wars. Not.
You haven't been on Rise yet.
I haven't been on Rise yet. I don't like mornings. I don't know if that counts, but that's a thing. I'm done.
When I was a kid, my favorite park was Epcot because of Future World. Loved Spaceship Earth and Figment and Horizons and World of Motion and Kitchen Cabaret, Living Seas. All that stuff was really wonderful. And I even like 90s Epcot. I like Test Track, and I like Honey and Shrunk the Kids was fine. I like Food Rocks. I love all those updates. Either version of Universe Energy is good. Yeah, and then as I got older and they started to kill Epcot, I liked Hollywood Studios. And then obviously you all know what happened to that park, so obviously I'm bitter about that. So I lost, my two favorite parks are pretty much lost to time. They don't really exist in much of a form that they were.
Nope.
And so now I guess I don't even know if I have a favorite park here. I guess it's Magic Kingdom. I certainly like a lot of things. You know, I like current modern things. I like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I like New Fantasyland, unlike a lot of people. Storybook Circus is cute. I like Space Mountain. I like Splash Mountain. I like our Haunted Mansion. I like Pandora a lot. I like a lot of restaurants. We do a lot of good dining here. Yeah. But no, Epcot and Studios just, it's, every time I go in there, it's kind of depressing. They're just not as fun as they used to be. I don't know, new rides, they're just okay. I like Rise. Rise is great, but otherwise, I don't know,
Barb
Falcon's
says,
terrible.
I miss Star Wars weekends. Me too.
Yeah, those were fun.
It was awesome.
They're very
My
fun.
favorite.
Yeah.
Every Disney CEO typically opens up a new park. If Bob does, where do you think it will be?
India.
These ones, maybe? So he'll open?
Maybe he'll open the existing ones.
Yep.
India, probably. That's the next market they're looking at.
If I wanted like a custom magic band and design, is there any other websites that are legitimate? So if you go on Etsy, there are people who paint magic bands, or there are a lot of people who sell decals, like that'll cover the whole magic band. I don't have a magic band with me to show, but I have a lot of, like, I would buy a solid colored magic band and then get a like decal wrap to, you know, make it more interesting, but not $25. So I'd go on Etsy and just search magic band. That's my suggestion for that. Picky Eater Show, yes please. Yeah, it'll happen. I gotta bug Shannon. She's probably still asleep.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Hold on, what will Disney Food Blog talk about? No more food to complain about.
She's posting old reviews, which I think is kind of what we're going to do. We have a bunch of backed up dining reviews that Jessica's going to get to.
Do you guys play any mobile Disney games?
No. Oh, Disney Collect. I like Disney Collect.
I still have Emoji Blitz on my phone. I don't play it as often as I used to, but sometimes.
I like the Tsum Tsum game when that was a thing. I don't play it anymore. Yeah.
I will get really obsessed with a game on my phone for like a little while and play it every day all the time, and then I never play it again. Currently, I'm playing a game where you interior design houses. I don't know why, but that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
How do you guys feel about Disney taking over Marvel and implementing it into the parks? I just don't feel the Disney vibes.
Oh, we have
Marvel.
Tyler now.
You do?
Oh, hello.
Tyler, hi.
From Canada. I'm not shut down Canada.
Oh.
I thought like the borders closed and stuff.
Oh, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But like no one's quarantined to their houses though.
Oh, I mean, that's cool.
Echo.
Jason, you might want to dial him down a bit. I don't know if we have control of that.
Somebody said, Tom, share our 4 grown men on Primeval Whirl story. I don't know what
Who
that
said
That sounds
that?
familiar.
means. Valen Flynn? Their picture is a Mandalorian helmet, so I don't know.
I've been on Primeval World with 4 grown men on multiple occasions. All of them painful and uncomfortable. I don't know which one in particular they mean.
When we go to Disney now, because I mean, I go to Disney with my family and it's 5 adults, and when they'll be like, how many? I will be like 5 full-grown people. Because sometimes there are rides, I'm like, you can't, all 5 of us can't fit in this row. We could if we included children, but like, or 3 people cannot fit in a clam car. I mean, they kind of can, but
I
it's
have a
not
fun Pirates of
comfortable.
the Caribbean story now that you've brought this
Oh,
up.
okay.
There was a family of 3. They had a newborn. It was the mom and dad and the newborn. And then the lady wanted us to get in the row with them at Pirates. They spread across the row, so we didn't get in. Like, they had filled the row. Then after that, so first of all, they tried to put us in a row with 2 other very large people. Josh and I are big. 2, and we were like, I don't think we're gonna fit. Could we take another row? And then she tried to put us in the row with the 2 grown people and the infant, but they spread across the row and we went to get in. So I was like, oh, we'll just wait. Then she moved us to row 6, and she goes, she said to like the people behind us, like, oh yeah, the guys in row 6 refused to sit with anyone, so I guess you'll have to go here. And I turn around and go, excuse me? And like she got real quiet in a hurry. And I thought that was like the rudest cast interaction I ever had. I'd never go to a manager. It was the one time I was like, here's what happened. She was very not understanding of the situation and decided to loudly make a comment. Now, she could have just thought that to herself and went on with her day, and it wouldn't have been a big deal. But the fact that she felt the need to loudly, and if you're sitting in row 6, the lady's standing right here. So I'm here. Obviously, the lady's standing right here grouping people because we're at the back of the boat. She's standing there. And to loudly say that in front of us was just the rudest thing ever. Like, lady, you don't understand the situation. Like, we were not going to fit with those first 2 people. We could see that. And then the next 2 people you put us with, we would have barely fit, but they decided they didn't want to sit with anyone. I wasn't going to ask them to move over. So the fact that you have then shamed me for not being able to fit in the 2 rows you have tried to put me in is nonsense. Really nonsense. And we asked her nice, like, the first time we asked very nicely. We weren't rude in any way. And the second time we just didn't get in because they didn't leave room. So we just standing there like, oh, I guess we'll wait for the next boat. And then she like angrily moved us into row 6. You know, I know you have to hit numbers, but lady, like sometimes people just don't fit. Sometimes it's just not gonna work.
How and when did you start WDWNT?
Oh my God. I don't know if we have time for that question. You should listen to the Dreamfinders episode that I'm on with Nathan. It's a big, long story. When's the last time you did Mission Space Orange? I don't know. Sometime in the last year. Anyone else done it more recently?
I think last year we ended up doing it just because we were like, let's just see what it's like, and we rode and we were like, that was lovely. That was a good-natured section of that ride.
They want to know your thoughts on Marvel and Disney together. Putting
That's
Marvel in the
fine.
parks.
They can own things. I don't hate Marvel being in theme parks.
Why is the tomato basil soup at Magic Kingdom so bad?
Where?
At Harbor House?
Because it's at Harbor House. What's your favorite Epcot festival? It was Festival of the Arts, but it was bad this year.
Yeah.
They tanked that one too.
Well, and they didn't add anything. It's sort of like it didn't
They took stuff
grow.
away. We lost the
Yeah.
seminars and stuff.
It was
yeah.
like, cause yeah, I like the Festival of the Arts, and it was sort of like, it's all the same, and like all the photo ops are the same, and I'm like, how many times can I be in this
It
painting?
was the best festival.
Yeah, as a theater person, I was like, you're gonna have Broadway stars sing to me? Awesome.
Yeah.
All I want out of life. And the last time I was there with my husband and we listened to the concert, and I turned to him and I was like, doesn't this make you feel like every show we've ever done was horrible?
Do you think Disney will follow Universal's move to release current theater films or rental or digital platform? Yeah. I think Onward's going to end up on digital. I'm hoping soon because I haven't seen it. I'd like to see it.
Yeah. That would be cool. Cause yeah, I'd see it, but I'm not allowed to leave my house anymore, except to come to work. And Rob doesn't really want me to do that in the grand scheme of things. He doesn't want Shannon to come over tonight, but I was like, too bad. Tyler doesn't look like he's in green. Tyler, do they celebrate St. Patrick's Day in Canada?
Yes, we do. I just chose to wear my one Disney shirt that's currently clean, which was this one. I don't know if I have anything that's green, honestly. I legitimately don't have any green clothing. It's all like red, orange, and purple.
Okay.
Like all Epcot colors.
The cat is not still in the ceiling. People are asking about the cat in the ceiling.
Maybe he should be.
No, do not put my expensive plush in the ceiling again, please.
That was hilarious.
Have you tried Escapology downstairs? I have not.
Apparently, I think that involved touching things.
Favorite thing in Shanghai? The ropes course. That was fun. It was fun to almost die in a Disney theme park. Let me explain. So like the first time we did it, the lady in front of me wiped out on a rock and like started bleeding all over the place. And so all I'm thinking is, I do not want to end up in a Chinese hospital. I do not want to go to the hospital as an American in a communist country. And so this became like, it was scary but amazing doing this course because it's like, don't fall, we can't go to the Chinese hospital. Yeah. That was my favorite thing in Shanghai.
Most underrated Disney park.
Underrated?
Yep, that's what it says.
Probably Animal Kingdom. A lot of people still don't like Animal Kingdom.
Do you think the Aristocats deserve more recognition in the parks?
Yeah, I like the Aristocats. Tom, do you think you might do more Back to the Future episodes with Love or Horizon? There is an audio Horizons Back to the Future. I don't know when we're going to do video. We're probably, to be honest, we're probably holding out all the Epcot stuff until like 2022 because that'll be the anniversary. So it's going to be a bit till we do Epcot stuff, but we have some fun ones coming up, and we might plop in a bonus one or two depending how long this all goes on for.
Would you like to see them retheme Tom Sawyer's Island?
I'd like to see them bulldoze Tom Sawyer's Island. I don't like Tom Sawyer's Island.
I loved Tom Sawyer's Island as a kid. Fun.
I'm agreed on that. We were like, that should be like the Isle of like the Lost, or not Isle of the Lost. What is it? From the Descendants movies where it's
Isle
like
of the
all the
Lost.
villains are shoved there. Yeah.
I think it
We
should
were
be
like, that should
bulldozed
be-
for additional land to build things of value. I think that's at the Magic Kingdom at least. I don't
100%.
think it should go away at Disneyland, but
Why isn't Enchanted represented in the parks?
there's a weird disagreement with Amy Adams about her likeness and paying her for her likeness, from what I
Yeah.
understand.
You'd have to pay her for her likeness, and
Yeah.
they didn't want to do that because they were originally going to put her as part of the Disney Princess line, but then it was like you'd have to
Yeah.
pay her royalties, and they were like, nah, not worth it.
What do you think is better, Smuggler's Run or Rise of the Resistance? Rise of the Resistance. Far and away. Will there be more episodes of News Tonight like the Tonys episode? On Thursday, we will announce our next themed show. You guys said like the Tonys episode. I hope you've seen the space episode because the space episode's one of my favorites. Like that's...
What's the next theme
It's the
show?
best.
We can't say it yet.
I feel like I should
Thursday.
know. This is going to require...
You know it's on the calendar.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on the
I
calendar.
got really
Hey,
nervous.
chat.
that
What
it's gonna
theme
be
do
us
you want?
to build sets and costumes?
There are also other themed shows I've written down in a note on my phone for future dates.
Oh, see, I'm nervous.
Yeah, no, there's all sorts of crazy ideas, but we did the Halloween show, which was, I think, probably the greatest episode we've done.
Good.
Tony's was fun. It was weird and different. It was very good, but I don't know if it was the best show we've done. Then we did the space episode, which I think is particularly great. And then we have one coming up on April 30th, which we'll talk about on Thursday.
I had last night when Rob and I were trying to decide what to do with our lives, I showed him the Space Bee. Specifically, because the part with the meteors is pulled out as its own clip, but me
Yeah.
shooting you with a Nerf gun is not, and so I had to find that so
Yeah.
you could see it. He thought it was awesome.
Of course he did. Okay.
Thoughts on Pandora?
I love Pandora. It's one of my favorite theme park lands anywhere. It's beautiful.
Someone says the best show we did was the Halloween show. It was great.
I agree. I think like they've come close. I think the Tony special and the space show, but the space show my order is probably Halloween, space show, Tony's Christmas special. But then one of our best episodes that isn't themed, I think, which is right up there, is the Skyliner Week. That was a great show, and also just recently the one where the Jungle Cruise boat sank. I think that was a great show too.
We do well when things break.
When there's good material, yeah. Got to be good material. What did Tom think when Pandora was announced? I was excited when it was announced. There wasn't all this hatred of Avatar yet in 2011. By like 2013, 2014, people were joking a lot, but there was a bit in the middle where I too was like, I don't know. And then once I saw it, I was like, nope, they did it. They did what they needed to do, and it's you don't even need to have seen the movie to love this.
I didn't see the movie until we were coming to visit.
Yeah.
Because I had never cared, and then it was like, well, we're gonna go to this land, so I guess I'll watch it.
Themed episodes people want: Sea, Plus Ultra, and Star Tours.
Plus
one of those is absolutely one of the themes I have written down. So.
Like
the Society of Explorers and Adventurers.
Okay.
No.
What Plus Ultra?
Plus Ultra was a fictional organization in the Tomorrowland movie that no one saw.
Yeah.
And then Star Tours. One of those is real. One of those is a thing we're absolutely doing.
Do you think Disney remakes are a bit controversial to talk about in the Disney community?
What was that?
Do you think Disney remakes are controversial to talk about in the Disney community?
People are tired of them for sure.
They're awful.
Not all of them, but
They're
most.
Awful, but they're unnecessary. Like, why did you need to just reanimate The Lion King?
Oh, someone said they also love episode 116 where we reviewed Rise of the Resistance. Yeah, that was a crazy show because that was also the start of Food and Wine that day. So Rise opened, Food and Wine, and then we had the show. And I just remember like by the last 45 minutes of the show, I think people were commenting that I looked dead on the air, and they're like, "How are you?" And then in the post show, I'm like falling asleep, I think. Kungaloosh, someone said. But which one? I can't tell you yet. You're gonna have to wait and see. I don't want to spoil it. Does Tom do the con circuit, such as Star Wars Celebration? I don't like conventions. They're crowded. And you have to wait for things. I've done Star Wars Celebration a handful of times. I do like that, but that got bad too. Like the first time I did it, like lines for stuff were short and they had a Star Tours panel. It was really fun. Then the next one I went to, I don't think I got into anything. I think I just walked the floor, mostly.
I like conventions.
Tom must have loved the Adventurers Club. I only went once and for like 30 minutes. My best Adventurers Club story is reuniting them for Pleasure Beach. That's my Adventurers Club story. And that was a fun evening. One of the highlights of my tenure.
That was one of the best parts of Stage 89. I'm not a party person, and I was like, oh, I'll stay for like an hour and then go. And then before I knew it, the whole night had passed, and I'm like, oh, it's done already?
No, it was great. And then, there were two kinds of people there. There were these people who went to Adventurers Club all the time and were loving it because it was this throwback. And then all these people who missed Adventurers Club, who didn't even know what they were getting into. And just watching them experience it the first time, and you could see like, oh, they're loving this. This is special and magical. And it was. And the New Year's Eve countdown with fireworks. And yeah, we get crazy here. We do some crazy stuff. I hope this virus thing goes away so I can do the crazy things I want to do the next couple of months. But this has really thrown a wrench in our plans for some big events. But yeah. Which you prefer, original Star Tours or current Star Tours? I like them both. I miss old Star Tours, but that's just because I loved it. But I don't dislike current Star Tours at all. I think they're both great in their own ways. They're two different things. but they both have that same spirit. It's a sign of a great update, is if you can recapture that spirit and people can like it just as much. I think you've done it. You've done it right at that point.
What is the real truth about why Disney did not do Harry Potter?
She was impossible to work with. She
Yeah.
only got easy to work with when she went to Universal, and even then they have stories of her being a pain.
Yeah, J.K. Rowling wants complete control over her story, which I think is legit, and Disney wants complete control over whatever they buy.
No, the problems they had with her were logistics. She wanted everyone to go through a brick wall that actually opened, and Disney's like, this is the Magic Kingdom. There's thousands of people here. We can't wait for a wall to open for everyone to enter the land. Like, they need to be able to walk into the land. And then, like, she wanted the shops a certain size and all these things. They're like, we can't do this. Like, people, like, it's fire code and just the capacity. And she didn't understand. And then she went to Universal, and they're like, yeah, we'll do it. And then they built the shops, like, double the size she wanted. And she walks up, and she's like, this is too big. And they're like, well, you can't do anything now. So...
Well,
Those shops feel so small.
They're double what they were supposed to be.
I mean, if they were smaller,
That's
it would be
insane.
horrible.
Yeah.
But, so there we go. But I love her, so I don't care. Do you think they'll ever change the time period in Galaxy's Edge to the original trilogy area? Should.
No, probably not. What's your favorite classic radio station episode of News Tonight? God, I don't even remember anymore. Those shows blend so much with the radio show that I can't even, because, you know, you're talking over 100 episodes. I don't know. Nothing's really sticking. And if I say something sticks out, I'm afraid it's going to be the wrong show. I think it's going to be the radio show anyway. I don't know. I think News Tonight has morphed into what I wanted it to be originally now. I think once we, number one, we got the equipment we wanted when we moved out of the radio station. And then I really got to do the stuff that I wanted us to do when we got here, when we bought the studio. Well, Colleen's a big part of that, yes. But other,
I built a puppet
not just
theater.
Colleen, but like people who offered to do like a cardboard robot. He's over there now.
And a
Cardboard robot and like Jameson, and then we started doing that in my home. We did Jameson and some of those characters and some more of that kind of stuff. But we really started getting crazy in here because we could get crazy in here. Like I never forget doing the episode 100, which was the first show in here. And there was 35 people in the crowd, and that was crazy. And then the Halloween show, we had like 30 people too. That was another
It was busy.
crazy night. Yeah,
I made a lot of spaghetti.
yeah,
I did at home.
yeah.
How did you get permission from Disney to shoot off fireworks at Stage 89?
They asked if we wanted them. You pay for it. It's a package thing. They can shoot fireworks off of that lagoon, off of Crescent Lake. And they're like, it's going to be $5,000. Do you want to shoot fire? I was like, I want to. Originally, so here's the thing. Stage 89 was a huge disaster because our events person kept delaying us. And so I didn't even get to put anything on sale until maybe a month out from the event. We kept jokingly calling it the Tom Corliss Fire Festival because at some point it just seemed like if it was going to happen, we were just going to lose a ton of money and there's nothing we're going to do about it. And it did get to that point where we were going to lose money. And in the end, I was like, we promised people this event. People are coming. We're doing the event. And so a lot of things fell into place last minute. Like we finally got a character to appear at the Hollywood That Never Was panel thing, which ended up being Director Mickey, which was cute. But I asked for 50 other characters before that, which were all denied for no reason. They wouldn't give me Roger Rabbit. They said he was in storage. And meanwhile, he came out at 80s Night at Disneyland, but, you know, whatever.
Is Jason still here?
Oh,
I don't know.
is Instagram
I got to
off?
make Instagram go again.
Okay. See if you could do it.
Okay.
I think you know how to do it. And so, Pleasure Beach, my original idea, originally it was inside Atlantic Dance. It was supposed to be in Atlantic Dance. And then they realized they had booked a wedding in Atlantic Dance. And so I was trying to get the Adventurers Club to reunite there, and we couldn't seem to get in contact with people. And then we got in contact. Somebody gave me all the contact info for the Comedy Warehouse people. So originally it was going to be throwback drinks, DJ, Comedy Warehouse sets, and then at midnight there'd be confetti cannons in Atlantic Dance. We count down to midnight because every night was midnight at Pleasure Island. Then they're like, we don't have Atlantic Dance. Here are the venues left. And the beach kept coming up, and everyone's like, I don't know about the beach. I don't know. And then someone in entertainment calls, and they're like, they told us you're looking for like Pleasure Island entertainment. I want to pitch you this idea. What if we reunited the Adventurers Club instead of Comedy Warehouse? And I go, that's what I asked for 6 months ago. That's literally what I asked for. And they're like, well, yeah, we could do it. We can give you the Adventurers Club. And it's like, okay, we'll give you a DJ on the beach, Adventurers Club. And she's like, she goes, we can't do confetti cannons on the beach. I go, what can you do? And she says, we can do fireworks. They're expensive, but we can do fireworks. And I'm sitting there, and I talked to Jason after the call with them. And I go to Jason, it's like, we gotta have a midnight countdown. What else are we gonna do? And he goes, I think we should just get the fireworks. I'm like, I agree. We should just get the fire. Do we have the money in the bank? We do have the money in the bank. Let's just do it. If these departments have kind of, the thought at the time was departments were maybe trying to spite us and slow down the event and make, sales slow. And so my thought was, well, let's do something that everyone's gonna see. And so this giant beach party with fireworks and everything, it was the craziest thing because I'm in the party the whole time, but then in the midst of it, managers and stuff from Boardwalk, Yacht and Beach, all these hotels were coming over, and to the guys at the check-in table, they're like, who's running this? What is this? This is amazing. And they'd be like, oh, it's a Pleasure Island reunion. It's WDWNT. And they'd be like, I read your site. I can't tell people I read your site, but I read your site. And so I had to come out a couple times and like talk to managers, and they're like, this is great. I love this. And it just was, that was cool. So we threw a party so big that you couldn't ignore that it was happening at Walt Disney World. If you were, people were leaving Epcot in droves, and they're like, what is happening out here? But yeah, that's how we got fireworks. Disney offered it. It's a package they offer for that venue. You can add fireworks.
Plus, we had the Epcot crowd when it closed, walking back to all the resorts, and all around Boardwalk and everything. And they were also like, "Wow, what is this? What's going on?"
Yeah,
that was great.
Trying to catch up on questions.
Instagram's back. Hi, Instagram.
Cool. You figured it out?
Yeah.
That's great.
Do it.
Favorite section of the Great Movie Ride? Oh, man. Oz, probably. Oz or Casablanca. I love those.
I love the Wild West section specifically. And I remember having ridden it twice, that I would always ask if I can sit in a specific car because I wanted the Wild West scene more than the gangster one, because the Wild West one had the bank exploding, which I thought was a way cooler effect than like the shootout that happens in the gangster scene instead. People were talking about Tomorrowland in the chat before, and people keep asking about the RPG. The next episode of the RPG is Tomorrowland themed, but somebody mentioned the ARG, and I'm trying to figure something out where I can make it so you watching the RPG can also do something that'll affect the players in the RPG.
That's
so
a
it will all,
idea.
like, so you'll have to go to like pages on WDWNT site and do something like solve a puzzle before the actual RPG starts that will affect it somehow. Tom, did you ever do like the Optimist thing when it was at D23 before Tomorrowland?
No, that was
opened?
the expo I missed. That was the one I didn't go to.
What has been your favorite event, including WDW celebrations?
I mean, Stage 89, that Pleasure Beach was pretty amazing. But I mean, the Illuminations event that was, I don't even know how that happened. I don't even know how we had the music, the composers, the singers, the you know, Don Dorsey, who created the whole show, like that day is the fact that it happened and we could be involved in some way was insane. I don't know. The stars aligned in such a weird way, thanks to Ron Logan coming to Stage 89. It just started this snowball, which just turned into one of the most incredible things. And to do that on the last day of the show and have the dessert party, and it was very special. Favorite scene on the Jaws ride? When they blow up the shark, I like that. I like the fire. The fire thing was cool too. I'm out of YouTube questions.
I think I'm out of questions too. Instagram is just people.
Well, you know what? Then it's time for breakfast.
Okay.
Have some lucky. Do we have things?
Yeah.
Can you get things?
Yeah.
The conveyance for cereal, please. Why is this special edition?
Because it's St. Patrick's Day.
But what's different about it?
I don't know.
The box
Oh,
is green.
come on. It's only 3 kinds of marshmallows. It's only 4-leaf clovers, pots of gold, and I don't even know what this other thing is. It's not even a usual Lucky Charms marshmallow. There's like the Pixar ball in green. That's not a Lucky Charms marshmallow. Ah, yes, a traditional Irish breakfast. Indeed it is. No, not Captain EO Crunch, sadly. How is Mickey's Barbecue? I've never been to Mickey's Backyard Barbecue. Retheme an attraction to Darby O'Gill. How about Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run? Oh, there'd be a bit of coaxium. Just a wee bit of coaxium.
Adam says, if you could get 3 wishes from Brian King from Darby O'Gill, what would they be?
Bring back the great movie ride. Restore Epcot to how it was in March of 1998. And Bob Chapek never existed. Those are the 3 wishes.
That's the easiest way. Just he was never born. There you go.
Why, thank you. What is this green circle supposed to be? It's not even a normal Lucky Charms marshmallow.
It's yellow with a star.
It's not yellow, it's green.
Is that's what they? Oh.
But that's not a normal. It's not a heart, star, horseshoe, clover, or full moon, pots of golden rainbows, or me red balloons. None of those things.
Oh, Adam says, Colleen and Tyler, what are your wishes?
Oh, my 3 wishes. Do
I'm
they
gonna
have
mute
to
while I
be
chew cereal.
Disney related or just in life?
It doesn't say. I'll go. Figment, Adventureland. No, more specifically Fire Mountain, if we're talking Disney. And I want to go on Mystic Manor, but gosh, that's so far away. Make Mystic Manor here. Or here is in Florida. I mean, that's probably never going to happen.
I guess my wish would be, like, I'd like to go to all the parks in the world, so I'd want to do that. And then maybe, like, a Star Wars theme park and not Galaxy's Edge.
I was going to say.
Which, like, I have a design for it, and, like, I'm ready. And then
well, hey, we have a show where we make up ideas for theme park attractions.
Shannon and I've thought really in depthly on this. And then maybe
Cool.
save the Great Movie Ride. Yeah.
Ethan says, what item would you take from the Haunted Mansion? That's a really good question, actually. Oh my gosh. I mean, like, I don't think I've written enough to be able to even comprehend half of what's in the attic. But the attic scene, because there's so much stuff strewn about.
I already have a banister.
That's a good question.
I don't know what else I want. Maybe a dog. I want an animatronic cat. That's what I want. Or an owl.
I don't know. I've never thought about it. I don't know.
Maybe just one of the stretching room portraits, honestly. Like, they're such great artwork, but like I'd never be able to print it out normally and get it on the wall, like a nice full-sized one.
Do you think Apple will buy Disney?
It could happen. It's not out of reason.
Do you ever go to any of the other parks, like Universal, SeaWorld, etc.?
I actually went to Busch Gardens Tampa on Saturday. I went to SeaWorld 2 weeks ago. Universal within the last month. I have passes for all of them.
I have been to all of them, but not in a while. I don't think I went to Universal last time was like a year ago. I don't think I've been to Busch Gardens or SeaWorld in like a long time. But I have been to them. I was always like, why would we go to SeaWorld when we could go to Disney World?
This turns your milk so green that it's uncomfortable. I feel like I'm eating out of a urinal. It's just that weird, like, antibacterial green color. Maybe this is a special virus edition of Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
This is all just full of disinfectant.
Favorite character meet and greet?
I met Gelatoni in China. That was fun. Tyler, what are you laughing about?
I'm just laughing because I've never really had a very memorable character experience. I don't know what to say, and half the time they're just saying random stuff about themselves, and I'm like, okay. I like am so bad at that type of interaction. No, you know what? All the Adventurers Club stuff that happened.
Their characters,
at,
sure.
Stage 89. One of the funniest things that I don't know if I can talk about it. It was, I don't know the character names. It was the butler and maid characters. I was with my partner Thomas, and he was like, the butler character was saying to the main character, "Oh yeah, I don't know, maybe this handsome fellow here." And I'm like, I turned to Thomas, like they were looking for someone to like date her or something, and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry to be a bother, but I'm already here with somebody," and I gestured to Thomas, and the butler guy goes, "Oh, I see," and she's like, "What? I don't get it." And he's like, they share a room together, and he's just subtly trying to describe the fact that me and
well,
Thomas
it's supposed to be the
together.
1930s, yeah, you know.
Yeah, and she just was not getting it, and I was losing my mind laughing, and even like he was like kind of breaking character a bit. It was the funniest thing out of that whole night. I wish I think everyone else was kind of around us, like Fig and Alicia, and everyone was just involved in that as well. But that was probably the best character interaction I ever had, just because it was like so real, I guess.
So I have two favorites. So we went to meet Joy and Sadness, and we were Disney bounding, and I was Sadness, and Shannon was Disgust, and my husband was Anger. And so we walked in, and I hugged Sadness, and then she took my hand, and she took me into a corner, and we like put our heads against the wall to cry. And you know, Joy is like having a hand conversation with Rob and Shannon and pointing at us and being like, that was really funny. And then my other favorite, Shannon and I got these matching shirts that had lists of sisters on them. So it said like Anna and Elsa, Anastasia, Drizella, Nani, and Lilo, you and me. And I was in purple and she was in green. And so we went to meet Anastasia and Drizella, and we got to the front of the line, and they turned and looked at us and just pointed and screamed. And then we're like, switch places, so that we were across from like the corresponding color. And they were just really funny about like, you know, the sisters. And you're like, who are these other people? And we're like, well, your names are bigger, so it's fine. And then they were like, oh, that Elsa, she melts people, you know. We see children melt every day. They just fall and melt into the ground. They were just so funny. So those are probably my two favorite character interactions I've had. I like to go meet Rapunzel because I like Rapunzel. Those pictures are always really fun because I'm 5'10", and she's really small. Okay,
Someone in chat says someone bought the original stretching room portraits. I forget who was celebrity. It was Neil Patrick Harris, right?
Several celebrities own stretching room portraits. Drew Carey, John Stamos, Neil Patrick Harris, a number of them own stretching room portraits. In fact, it's usually them bidding against each other to finish their sets at these various auctions. And then Robin Lopez in the middle, all that.
What's your favorite ride at Magic Kingdom?
Splash. I like Splash.
Tyler, what's your favorite ride?
I might also say Splash. I love a good long ride. Rest in peace, everything at Epcot and Studios. But yeah, Splash is like a little bit of everything. I like it. And it's thrilling. I would say Haunted Mansion, but Splash has like a really thrilling drop at the end. So yeah, I'd say Splash too.
I like Peter Pan. I don't have any other questions.
Somebody, David Zoo does say, do you think Disney will expand Pandora? If so, what would they add? And then do you think that it'll work if we had any ideas for something?
There's a concept for a safari ride, like a Pandoran safari.
Oh my gosh, that'd be
of sorts, yeah. I don't know if they'll ever do it.
Eric wants to know if Gelatoni is on quarantine.
Yep. Tom, do you think Disney really saw your post about the bear having no tail? No, for a fact they saw the post about the bear having no tail. It's gone for 14 years. It doesn't just show up the same week someone talks about it on the internet. What should I watch while I run 8 miles on the treadmill later today? I don't know. We'll be off by then, probably. Later tonight, you can watch Darby O'Gill and the Little People and Luck of the Irish.
Yes.
With us. We're going to watch those. They're on Disney+. You can join us for that. Tyler, would you mind making a wee bit of a graphic? Because Nathan really wants it to be promoted before he appears on camera.
Yes, I'll take care of that.
Nathan's time is way more important than ours be. I'm getting the pirate voice.
Oh, did I miss that message?
He's a film professor by trade.
Film professor by trade, he be. Properly warned you be, says I.
I had to make it's not a spoiler. On Thursday's show, I had to make something related to Splash Mountain. So I was looking up that scene with Brer Bear is like tied up, hanging from the tree, and all the photos on Google are tailless. Like, it's so ridiculous how long it hasn't been there for.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't find a single image with a tail, so I just drew it in manually in Photoshop. Oh, God. Thursday show's going to be great.
People
say I look I have way more energy today than I had yesterday.
You do.
Yesterday I was very tired. I only had 4 hours of sleep yesterday.
And why was that, Tom?
Because Pete and I went to Jelly Rolls, which was probably a terrible idea in the midst of all this, but it was what I wanted to do, and so I did it. And now I've been self-quarantined-ish since.
Yep, just kill me.
Fine.
It's fine.
You were the one yesterday. What did you say about me yesterday? That I've had Jessica on the speaker.
No, she was giving you a hard time about Jelly Rolls, and you were like, thanks, Mom, everyone's my mom. And I was like, Tom, I don't care that you went to Jelly Rolls. And you were like, thank you, Colleen. Jessica, why can't you be like Colleen and just wish I was dead?
Yeah, that was
and I laughed really hard.
That was the joke.
And Jess was like, the funniest part is that she laughed in such a way of like, oh, that's so true.
Yeah.
Do you think Walt would be proud of the technology we have today and how much more stuff we can build today?
In some cases, I think he'd be leery with the projection stuff. I think he'd feel the same thing that like some of the Disney legends who worked with him and stuff feel like, that you're leaning a little too heavily on things that aren't physically there in some cases.
We're eating cereal because it's Lucky Charms and St. Patrick's Day. And
Yeah, we ate some Irish cereal.
oh, that went to sleep. If you were to be a character, which would you choose?
I'm already a character. Some people I'm the villain, and some people I'm the hero.
When we had that thing on the board and it was like, what's your favorite villain? And I was like walking over to write down, he's like, are you gonna say me?
Yeah.
I didn't. Where will the Skyliner go next?
The Orlando Municipal Dump.
Wow.
Oh man. Colleen's desk. That's not actually Colleen's desk. That's where Nick and Nathan sit for News Tonight.
What did someone say about my desk?
That it looks barren.
Oh, I mean, compared to Tom's table. But yeah, this is where Nick and Nathan sit. I have like a normal desk in an office-like room.
I have green on today. Look at this.
Look at his.
Look at this
see
green.
This tiny part of his shirt. Someone said that doesn't count, but I'm not sure what they were referring to.
It definitely counts. I'm wearing green.
Oh, your shirt.
There's also avocados on this shirt.
They're very small.
Tiny avocados.
I should go put this milk back in the fridge.
Yep. How you get ants. Is it safe to order Chipotle with free delivery? That is the question.
I don't know.
They're offering free delivery, so they're encouraging it.
Because they would like some money still.
Yeah, I would like food. I don't want to blow through my like stock of food if things are still safe enough to maybe order. I think that's the plan. What do you think of Lego Super Mario? I think it's the coolest looking thing. I'm very excited about it. I don't know if I'll buy it because I don't have room nor time to play around with toys, very sadly. But I love it. A scale of 1 to 10, how good a ride is Tron? It's a hard question. Like it's hard to compare with other things because it is just like a roller coaster in the dark. It's tremendous fun. It's a really fun ride. People are gonna love it. It's a thing I will do probably every time I go to Magic Kingdom. I don't know if I'd give it like a 9 or a 10. It is that fun, but I don't. It's not the fun part is not even what the theme is or anything. The fun part is really the ride system. Like it's a pretty thrilling ride system. But like inside, it's just lights and projections. I mean, it's like Space Mountain.
I guess Tyler left us.
Modern Space Mountain. Oh, did he leave?
I mean, he's gone.
Maybe he went to create.
I'm still here.
Nathan's graphic.
Yes. Nathan has no idea what we're talking about. So
Nathan has claimed we have to do extra promotion for tonight where we're going to watch Darby O'Gill and Luck of the Irish starting at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on YouTube.
Okay. No one. He's like, what?
Why did Tyler go away?
He has to work on his computer.
Because I was gonna be graphic designing, but nobody knows what we're talking about with this graphic.
Tom just
Never
said.
mind.
Who do you think was a better CEO for the parks exclusively, Iger or Eisner? Iger was great the first couple of years where they got to do some good stuff and fix some problems. Eisner, I think, in general, more intrinsically understood what the parks were, was more willing to listen to other people. Iger, by the end, was just looking to, I don't know, it didn't matter. It was like, just do whatever.
Do you think the boarding groups for Rise was the way to go? If not, what would have been a better system?
I don't have the answer for the better system, but it has to exist. I don't think it worked the way it was going.
Would have just let people stand in line. Popeyes has free delivery right now. Should I risk it and get a chicken sandwich?
I don't like the chicken sandwich. I'm a Popeyes spicy chicken tender guy, and the sweet heat sauce. I get my Cajun fries and my biscuit. Sweet heat sauce. That's the way to go.
Someone on Instagram says no, don't get Chipotle.
No?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. They just said no.
I mean, I could get food poisoning, but probably not the other thing.
Someone says you can play with your toys you got around you.
These aren't toys. These are highly collectible items.
Very sensitive about his things.
They all have tags on them in case
Yeah, you
people
can't take
don't
the
know.
tags off.
No, you leave the tags
You
on.
can't take them out of boxes. Like,
Yeah,
and if you do, you have to keep the box.
can do.
More people asking about Apple buying Disney.
I don't really have an answer. Any big stories of the day theme park related? They're all closed. There are no theme parks left. I think one park in Japan opened, actually. Some weird park. I was reading somewhere. What's your favorite Disney parks tagline? Example, let the memories begin in the year of a million dreams. I like where dreams come true. I don't hate that. I didn't hate that when it started. It's become a little overused now, but you got your Doritos?
Yep.
Gatorland is open. We could go to Gatorland, but I feel like people would be really mad about it. I really would love to go film a thing with Nick and I at Gatorland this week, but I don't know. Maybe we do have a Gatorland connection. Maybe we could talk to someone about just doing like a thing while they're closed, like just Nick and I and like a guide, maybe. I don't know. Tom, what's your opinion of Carousel Progress? I love Carousel Progress. I kind of don't want anything. I don't even want it to be updated now. Like I'm afraid it will not be as charming and good as it is today. But I'd rather it just sit there and fall into disrepair. At least I could have the version I enjoy. I don't trust WDI at the moment. I just don't think there's a lot of people who still get it. Who will reopen first, Disney or Universal? They'll reopen simultaneously. You can't. It's like the song at the beginning of Married with Children. You can't have one without the other. They'll follow each other into the apocalypse. Did Nathan get the name Jameson St. James? It's St. John from Emilio Estevez's character in the movie Men at Work. What is the name of the character in Men at Work? I haven't seen that in ages. Are you scared of the Epcot revamp or how WDI is doing right now? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't, like, they were given the ability to do edutainment in some of the film updates for Epcot, and I think they did a bad job. I think Awesome Planet and the Canada film turned out pretty bad. And so I don't know that I don't know that the spark is still there. I think theme design is in trouble in a lot of ways. I think this is the problem of everyone like coming out of one or two schools and everyone learns kind of the same way. And they're not encouraged to like go into the park and experience these things, and a lot of them don't. I think in order to understand this art form, I think you have to do what they did at the beginning, like go in the park and just ride stuff, be around people in the park, see how they take things in, see what they like, see what they don't like. I think we catch a lot of things because we're always there. I think if Imagineers were always there and took some time every once in a while, like took a day a week to like go in the park and do some field research and see how people are responding to things, I think they'd have a better grasp on all sorts of things, show writing included. I think the more they take in, the more you get it.
Somebody asked, what are your interests outside of Disney?
No. I don't know.
You like wrestling, right?
I do watch wrestling, yeah, occasionally. Not in a while. It's not good currently. That's another thing I like. I don't know. I like some movies and TV shows that aren't Disney, and I like pop culture. Yeah. I don't know. Not a lot. I don't really have time for a lot else. James St. James. Yeah, no, I don't think he based it on that. Please go to Gatorland. We need GLNT. I think closures will have impact on construction. I do think they'll have impact on construction. What would be the 5th park it ever opened? I would like a Disney Sea, but not necessarily like a clone of the park that was built. I just think it's a good theme. I think you could pick all sorts of interesting ports of call, some fake, some real. You know, like Arendelle is a port. Where Rapunzel, I'm not going to say where Rapunzel's from, but her kingdom is a port.
Oh, right.
Neverland. I mean, those are all ports, and that's why they're in the Disney Springs, the Fantasy Springs expansion. And then you can mix in like some real ports of call with different things.
During the marathon show, we did about a 2 or 3 hour segment where we came up with what would be a good 5th park. And like in addition to like the 4 that exist, like what would be a good 5th theme. And we just generally thought spooky would be a great idea for a whole park.
I don't know
like
if a whole park can be spooky.
Villains Park that people talk about and claim was going to be built. That'd be cool. Let's see. Are they continuing construction during the closure?
No.
Nope. Is John Lasseter your style icon?
I feel like that's a loaded question in this day and age. I don't know that I can say that.
Do you think Magic Kingdom will get a special temporary fireworks show for the 50th?
Yeah, I do. We've said that. There's a post. We did. Happily Ever After is going away.
Like forever or temporarily?
I think forever. It might come back after the 50th, maybe, but it's definitely going away. What do you think is the worst area of Animal Kingdom? Asia. The Asia section's pretty boring, and I think it's a very uninteresting. I think it's a very interesting continent for such an uninteresting land. Oh, that Mad Tea Party mini plush is pretty cute. Oh wait, nope, I have the wrong one. They previewed the Small World one.
Oh, they did?
I like the Small World
Where is
one.
it?
I think we're posting it now.
Oh, cool. I like the
No, I really like the Small World. I'm a fan. It's cute.
I really like the Tea Party stuff, so, you know. But I wanted to see It's a Small World, too.
What don't you like about future Epcot changes? It's uninspired. It's not creative. It's not inspiring. That's what I like about that park. The moments in Future World, I think, that always stick with you are those big inspirational finales, and that's what all of the rides had. I miss being inspired in a theme park and being optimistic about the future, and I think it's a thing people could use now instead of Rocket and Groot, you know, accidentally hitting buttons and, you know, that kind of nonsense. You have several other parks where you can do that. Epcot should be its own thing.
When will Avengers Campus open now?
Who knows? No idea. No idea. We just don't know. Out of the 64 extinct attractions, which one do you all wish got built the most? You're going to have to tune in to March Madness to see how we feel. Tom, you got to make this like your regular shows. Inject some laughs into this, please. If I blow all the comedy on the 4 days before Thursday night, then I will have nothing to use on Thursday night. Comedy writing is much harder than anyone thinks. I thought going into the old show, when we used to see relay, I was like, oh, this will be easy. I didn't realize how long it takes to write jokes. It takes a very long time. There's usually a whole day of writing, if not more, that goes into the monologue alone, never mind the commercials and the other stuff we do. It's a lot. And so if we blow that in the course of the week, then on Thursday I have nothing for you to laugh at. As it is now, I almost every Thursday have nothing for you to laugh at. So there's also like no material this week. There's nothing really happening.
No.
Things are closed. I don't have material. Prefer the main show electric parade or paint the night? Paint the night. Why was nobody in Animal Kingdom on its last day? I don't think that's the one people think about. They're like, oh, I want to, if it's going to be a little while, that's the park I want to spend time at. I don't think a lot of people feel that way.
I'm eating one of those like sugar cookies you get at grocery stores. They're really soft, and I think they're just like sugar in a sort of cookie shape.
Oh, someone asked you you're eating? I don't like those cookies.
I love those cookies. They're green. They're the St. Patrick's Day version.
What activities keep you occupied when not at Disney? I mean, we work a lot. I work 16 to 18 hours a day, probably. If I have the occasional free moment, I play, if I'm traveling, I have my Nintendo Switch.
We have a Spencer, but I don't know how to make it so we can
We have a
see.
Spencer?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that either. I only know how to cut to people. I don't know how to do the box thing like Jason
We'll just
does.
say, hi, Spencer. Hold on. Oh, if I do this, I don't know if I can make it squits. Whatever.
It's not good. Nope, it's right over his face. It's right over his face.
Oh, it went away. Talk,
That
Spencer.
Jason must be in there then.
Oh, we can't hear him.
Nope, he's muted in some way. Spencer, we don't know how to do this. You gotta wait for Jason.
Spencer, if you got a thing from Jason, ask him how to make it work.
Switch back to us for now until we figure out what we're doing with them.
Sorry, Spencer.
What's your favorite ride at DCA? Radiator Springs Racers. Tom, don't underestimate yourself. You're a great host. You don't have to try and be funny. Iger and Shape, I give you plenty of material. Thanks, I think. What games do you play on your Switch? I have Pokemon. I have Super Mario Galaxy I've played. Played Zelda for a minute. Not a big Zelda guy, but I felt I needed to see it.
Who will be taking care of the animals at Animal Kingdom?
I assume the animal keeper people are still going into
I don't
work.
think they'll just leave them
You can't
there
get it from
to,
animals,
like,
so they can just
die.
send one person in to just do what they got to do.
What should I do if I want to be a Disney Imagineer?
Go to the Savannah College of Art and Design.
Yep. Who is your favorite WDWNT Hall of Famer? I don't know what that means.
There's a Hall of Fame.
Oh,
It's a thing, yeah.
okay.
Hello?
Hello,
Spencer.
Spencer.
Hi, it's 1:45 a.m. in Tokyo, but I was rudely awakened and I can't go back to bed, so I figured I'd come and join the show.
Do I want to know how you were rudely awakened?
My girlfriend called me and now I can't go back to bed.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, what can you do? So I've got a couple of drinks, not
Was she
alcoholic,
like-
of course. and
Was
I'm
she like, is Tokyo Disney Resort open yet? And you said no, and then it was like, okay, goodbye.
that was one of her questions actually, but she was like, "When is the park gonna open again?"
Arigato gozaimasu, and then hang up. That was it. That was the end of the call.
Everyone keeps asking me like I know, like they think I'm clairvoyant or something.
No, no one's asked me at all.
Yeah,
I haven't
right.
been
Same, man.
asked by anyone.
Disneyland, Disney World, or Disney Cruise?
I like Disneyland.
Tom's never been on a Disney.
I haven't been on a cruise, and hopefully in August, when this is all cleared up, I'll get to go.
Disney Cruise would be my pick.
I
I
wanna go
like
on
the
a cruise.
cruises, and I would pick the cruises over the park.
Someone said Spencer has serious bedhead.
He does. Yep.
My hair looks. This is how my hair normally looks.
Well,
He's just young.
he's
He's
got
just young and
hair.
irresponsible, folks.
Thanks. Glad to know that I'm a responsible member of the corporation
Well, we're
Most
not a
people
corporation.
aren't.
We're an LLC.
or the company. There you go.
How long are the park closed for?
We don't know.
Would love for you to do
Is this just kind of what's going on there?
Yeah.
Are we answering questions?
Yeah, mostly.
Banana Cabana's still serving alcohol right
Would
now.
love for you to do additional March Madness brackets where you post polls and the audience can vote. Favorite ride, favorite restaurants, movie, etc.
Yeah, that's a lot of polls, though.
Yeah.
We are supposed to do a attraction post. I don't know if Jason's around. On Thursday, we're supposed to start the post show with the attraction poster tournament for WIGS members. But I don't know if we've set that up in any way, shape, or form yet.
Spencer, they think
Is
you're
the
too
heat
loud.
on? I feel like hot air's blowing
I
in
don't
my
know.
face. It feels
Volume
like
is
heat.
Jason's responsibility.
Talk quieter.
There's like heat coming from this vent.
Oh my god, it's 80.
Oh, why did the heat go on?
I don't know.
Turn the heat off. Oh my God. I wonder why I'm sweating here. How did you put the heat on?
I didn't.
It's like 80 something degrees outside. You put the heat on.
I didn't do anything. You touched it last.
I did not. I lowered the temperature.
So it is set to it should be 70 degrees. Why it's 80 degrees?
Why is the heat on in the
Did
first
the air
place?
condition break?
I hope not.
Didn't the guy come fix the thing we needed
Yeah.
to fix? Yeah, okay.
So
I'm gonna go stand near this vent and see if hot air is blowing out.
I think
Give
it's
me
like
a moment, everyone. at
it's
home.
not on at all. Like I don't think it's doing anything, and so it's just the temperature it is outside.
And nothing's coming out.
You see, folks, Tom has come up with this novel new idea. It's called air cooling. Too bad he's not reading the Help Wanted ads.
I mean,
Oh,
don't.
that's bad. It says heat. You gotta change the mode.
It's on auto. So it's supposed to just get, because even if I go to like cool, that like you don't hear anything. Nothing happens.
We're on mic, but it's fine. We're fighting an air
Hey,
conditioner.
Spencer, what is your favorite ride at Tokyo?
There, dude. Now it's just cool.
Which park?
Let's say, you know what? A lot of people have told me, like, I think 2 or 3 people who have been to Tokyo have told me that just Tokyo Disneyland is more of a kid-oriented park. Like, there isn't a whole lot of thrill-type attractions for like families or adults.
Yeah.
Like, is that true? Like
You're
compared
the-
to Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom, I mean.
I can feel.
I mean, with the Magic Kingdom, it kind of skews the curve a little bit with Seven Dwarfs, I guess, and now with Tron too. But we do still have Space Mountain. We have Big, both a little bit slower with us, so because Japanese people don't like thrills. But even at Disney Sea, really, we have Raging Spirits. There's one inversion, and it's not that scary.
But
Journey to the Center of the Earth isn't that
Japanese
scary.
people
Our
are
tower
very
is
scared
sad.
of the inversion, and so it's the most padded harness in the world. My face is like this between the harnesses.
I've seen him on that ride. It's really funny.
Also, my knees don't fit on it. It's great. I also can't sit with anyone else
My-
on Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully, Monsters Inc. Ride and Go Seek. Excuse me.
No, we did that one time. We like barely fit in the car
my
together.
knee was busted.
We shoved ourselves into the same
I
car
told
for
you we
Monsters
weren't
Inc.
gonna
one
fit.
time.
Is this just,
We tried. We tried.
Is this just Bob Chapek's ploy to prevent you from ever going on a Disney cruise?
Maybe. But yeah, I'm sure he wants to lose a lot of money.
They'd
Bob
like you
Chapek
to
invented the coronavirus.
sing 2 lines of your favorite Disney song.
What do they want?
They would like you to sing your favorite Disney song.
I don't know what my favorite song is. That's hard. I like a lot of music.
It's liquid magic.
And it's better than any band.
That song is so weird.
Oh, leave it alone.
What kind of
We're gonna
camera?
watch-
It's funny.
We're gonna watch Splashtacular at some point as like
Oh,
a
we could,
riffing
yeah, that would be a
thing.
fun thing to do one day. Let me write that down.
What kind of
We have
cameras do
a-
you use in the studio? Panasonic. That's all I can tell you.
I'll go read the
We'll read
side
you
of the
thing on
camera.
side.
It is made in Japan, of course. It is a Panasonic Full HD. They don't actually say what type of camera they are. What happened to the day and age when they all just used to say the type of camera on them?
Tom and I don't know what anything is or how anything works. Today we learned how to, turn the show on so we could be on YouTube and stuff.
I don't know. They're Panasonic Full HD. They're studio camera. They're specifically studio cameras.
Nick and Nathan theoretically know how to work the thing.
Sure. I know how to work them. I don't know what they are.
I mean, we know how to turn the cameras on.
Splashtacular. I wrote it down.
This is definitely where I parked my car.
What?
Isn't Tyler? Didn't you say something about Splashtacular?
We have a show called Riot Rehab Watches, which is just Thomas and I watching obscure retro Disney parks videos. But we want to do it like as a bigger thing and let people come on, and we'll like do it on air like a live sort of thing. And we just have an ongoing playlist of weird stuff. Other Tom Corliss suggested we watch Splashtacular a while back just because it was so weird, like the concept of it and everything. And so he's just started adding, like, finding old parades and old like stage shows and TV specials. Like, does anyone know about like the Ernest Goes to Splash Mountain that existed? Because that's the weirdest thing that I've ever skimmed through, and I'm like, we have to watch this and like do a riff on it or something, because it's so weird and most people
That's
don't
actually
know
a thing?
things exist. Yeah, it was like the opening for Splash Mountain. I think the whole point was that Ernest was training to be the first person on the ride, and it was like filmed at the park, but it was just like mostly, anyways, we're gonna watch a bunch of stuff at some point, maybe during this, or just like something we'll record and then edit and put up. It's usually better to edit something
Interesting.
that's fully improvised.
Oh, I think I sent you, did I send you the things for Usatama on the Run and for A Table is Waiting for that too? I think those would be interesting.
Yeah, I haven't checked those out yet, but they sound weird.
For those of you who don't know, Usatama on the Run is the Easter parade from Tokyo Disneyland last year, and it's this weird, wacky parade with the catchiest song in the world. And the idea is like these living eggs with bunny rabbit ears on them are running around and destroying the park, and the characters are trying to go and save the park. It's so weird and it's great. I love it. Tom, you liked Usatama on the Run, didn't you?
I did.
What's your favorite Disney resort? I like Port Orleans French Quarter. Tom?
Animal Kingdom Lodge or Wilderness Lodge.
Spencer, do you have an answer?
At Disney World, I always loved either Animal Kingdom or Wilderness Lodge. I thought those were both fantastic.
They really want you to sing.
I'm not singing right now.
I'm just not gonna sing, sorry. I tried.
I really liked Coronado when we were there. There was like I sound really bad. There was no children there, and it was almost empty the whole time. It's such a huge resort that if you're like, I can't sleep, you can walk around the whole thing, and it takes quite a while, but it's a really beautiful resort and tons of lizards everywhere. It was really fun.
Well, it's really empty now too.
Has anyone stayed at Gran Destino yet?
Yep.
Tom stayed everywhere.
How was it?
They forgot to put the towels in the room where the shower is. There's no bar for them.
What?
Yep, it's poorly designed.
That feels like such a basic thing to forget. Like,
yeah, when
what?
designing a hotel, yeah, it does.
Sorry.
Sorry, our reporters are being harassed for being out today.
Yeah, I got a message.
I don't have a message from anyone.
Well, I do.
Can I see it?
I mean, it's just I feel uncomfortable because people are like, go away.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, I told them when they don't want to go, they don't have to.
So
you know,
that's basically, it was like, you know.
Yeah.
But so I think we're done, guys.
Yeah.
I think we're done. Nobody's going out anymore. Stay in your homes. I mean, you know, I read one thing or I've heard this similar, you know, sort of thing over and over again, and it's that like the goal would be for this to be over and to be like, man, we all overreacted. Because you'd rather have it be we all overreacted than we underreacted. And
that's what they were trying to go for here too. Am I still too loud, by the way? I
mean,
cut my mic volume in half.
No one's complaining.
Okay.
So.
I can turn that down even more if I need to. But that was kind of what was the point here. They were trying to head it off while they could. And the weird thing is Japan has had this weird like halfway response where they're like, oh yeah, you can't go to school and you can't go to Disney or wherever, but you still should go to work. So everyone's still going to their offices. Everyone's still going out to the bars after work. It's like this weird half measure where they can't decide whether they want to actually do anything or not. And the goal from what I've heard is that they want good optics for the Olympics. They want the Olympics to happen. That's all they really care about right now.
I mean, yeah.
And it's frustrating for me because I'm particularly disturbed by this because I don't have an office job. This is my job. And then my school has been canceled since the end of February. So I just don't have a reason to leave the house unless I make a reason. And I don't deal well with cabin fever.
You can go outside, just don't go near people.
That's a bit of a tall order in Tokyo.
Okay. Oh, Facebook, your broadcast has paused. What happened?
That's not good.
I think every time when I refresh, it just works, so. What's your favorite merchandise at Tokyo Disney? Why don't you answer this, Spencer?
Oh God. We have some weird stuff, but I think my favorite merchandise item for the 18th anniversary of Disney Sea, they did a bunch of items themed to the restaurant Magellan's and the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. And I got this little notebook that looks like the menu from Magellan's, and it has like the embossed sea logo on it. It's so cool. They also did like a cup and saucer set and a plate set and like these little silverwares that had the sea logos in them. I loved that set so much.
Tom brought me the Rapunzel lantern popcorn bucket. It's pretty cool.
Oh, I love that popcorn bucket.
I was very excited. I had only worked here like a week, and it was when I'm really mad at him, I just gaze at that popcorn bucket, and I'm like, it's gonna be okay.
I remember when the popcorn bucket came out, the lines were so long, and I think he came right after that popcorn bucket came out, and he stood. How long did you stand in line for that? Wasn't it like 45 minutes?
For what?
For the Rapunzel popcorn bucket for Colleen?
Like 30, but I bought many. I got them for myself and for other people. Go get the door.
Okay. Who's at the door?
Then wash your hands.
Who could be at the door?
A large box has arrived.
No, the amount of merchandise that I have in my apartment is unhealthy, I think, even though I don't even buy very much. I will say, one of my favorite things, I got this for Christmas from my parents. They gave me this Millennium Celebration commemorative plate, which I just love so much. I was really happy about that. If any of you watched Back to the Future, I introduced myself with the very, very mini flag. Because the event is over now, and I'm sad about that. I thought that was really spectacular. I bought way too much of that merchandise, actually. None of it's accessible right now. I have like my mini Posey plush, and I have the Phantasmic goodbye pin on my desk. That's really it right now.
He's still asking about Mickey's barbecue. I have not been to Mickey's backyard barbecue. We've said this, I think, 3 times at this point. Never went.
Is that the one that's at Fort Wilderness?
Yes. Have you been?
No, I've never been to any of the dinner shows at Disney World. I always wanted to. I've wanted to do the Luau show for years. I never got to.
Colleen, what arrived? Why? Didn't we just get these tripods? Jason, you got some splaining to do.
Tyler, have you done any of the Disney World dinner shows?
Oh my gosh, no. Honestly, the where to eat and the restaurants have always been such a low priority to us, which is really bad. Because I was on Around the Hub once and I was asked what my favorite Disney snack is, and I think my answer was popcorn, and Tom Corliss got really, really mad at me, which is totally fair. But since then,
What's wrong with popcorn?
No, there was so many other options for good snacks at Disney World.
Popcorn sucks at Disney World.
And that was the answer I got when we were on Around the Hub.
Oh yeah, Spencer's what's wrong with popcorn? He comes from a place where it's good. And of course he doesn't know what's wrong. It's like Disneyland people are like, oh, I want a churro at Disney World. No, you don't. You don't want Disney World churro.
You don't want our churros here, but that's different.
But yeah, the restaurants have never been a huge priority when we go, because definitely more ride and type people, or ride and attraction or show type people, rather than where we're going to eat, or specifically going to a place that's a little bit higher priced to have one of those kind of shows. But I really want to go to the one at Polynesian, because that one looks fantastic, and I've heard nothing but good things.
I've heard a lot of good things about Spirit of Aloha. I think that's what it's called. And yeah. I've always wanted to do Hoop-de-Doo. I've heard so many good things about it, and I've never gotten to do Hoop-de-Doo.
I like Hoop-de-Doo.
Maybe when I go to Disney World, I'll love to do that. I am actually really upset. I had to cancel my Disney World trip in May. I can't go anymore. I'm really sad. But with the situation the way it is, the original reason why I was coming to the U.S. is no longer happening. So I can't really go to Disney World.
No.
Tom, why do you love Tokyo so much? Because they do maintenance. Everyone in the park is happy. The park is clean. The parks are better. They have better rides. They kept things that matter, but they added things that are cool and new and great without subtracting things that people loved. Should keep going. The monorails work efficiently. The cast members are always nice.
Turn into the center.
We're getting new
Merchandise
monorails,
is
actually.
better. Snacks are better. Aging monorails. Things are never broken.
We're getting new ones. The new one starts on May 21st, I think.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like really spacious or something like that. And I remember when I posted that story, people were like, "Oh, bring the old Disney or bring the old Tokyo monorails to Disney World." I don't know if they would fit. I don't even think. I think they're a different gauge because we have a full-size monorail, and the one in the U.S. is a different scale, I think. Tom, you might know the answer to that one.
What's the question?
Like, isn't the U.S. monorail beam not full scale? I think the Tokyo one is a full scale monorail, but the one in the U.S. is
Full
like
scale. It's just a different scale. There's no such thing as a full scale.
someone was telling me like,
All
oh, there's like a
different
full
trains are
size and like
different
3/4
sizes.
or.
No, that's not real. I don't think.
Someone was talking about that, but they were like, "Yeah, bring the old Tokyo monorails to Disney World," and
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting.
Why in Tokyo Disneyland is the ground color all the same color in the land? It's not detailed. Fun fact, that's how the Magic Kingdom opened. There was colored pavement. That's the thing that's always been a thing. So they just haven't changed it, but it's absolutely what it was in Florida. What it was at Disneyland. They all at just some point redid the ground at some point. I mean, some places in Florida it is still that. I mean, the red sidewalks aren't normal, people. Like that's, you know, the Main Street sidewalks aren't a normal color. Yeah. And like Liberty Square,
Isn't
like sure
it-
they have the poop trail down the middle, but it's colored pavement. And I don't know what people want.
Isn't it like in Frontierland or something where they still have a lot of colored pavement?
Yeah, it's mostly red, but it's there.
There was someone who was complaining to me about that a couple of months ago. They were like, "Oh yeah, Tokyo Disneyland feels so cheap because the landscaping is bad and the pavement is all colored."
Landscaping's really pretty. They always have nice.
They
fresh
think it's
flower
really,
beds.
like- They want it to be like more, I guess. Plus, I will say the fake grass around the hub is kind of stupid. Like in that little interior part.
It looks fine. I didn't even know it was fake.
It's AstroTurf basically. It's
Yeah,
like that
it
part where they
looks-
put up all those seasonal displays.
I think it looks great.
Really? I always thought it looked weird.
I couldn't even tell it was, so.
Yeah, while Tom is solving this crisis, if anyone has any Tokyo questions, feel free.
Are you sad Fantasmic
Crisis,
ended, or are they
oh.
also replacing it with anything?
I am sad that Fantasmic ended.
I'm
Tom
not.
will disagree with me very much,
Don't
but
care.
I think it was the second best Fantasmic.
No. Yeah, maybe,
better
but
than-
it still
it-
wasn't good.
It was better than Disney
It
World, but
wasn't
it's not as good
actually
as
Fantasmic,
Disneyland.
though. It was characters on big barges that aren't themed.
It was Fantasmic 2.0. That's what it was. That's
No.
what it was supposed to be when
No,
it came
it's
out.
not. It's not Fantasmic.
That's what they said. When,
Fantasmic 2.0 is the new one at Disneyland. It is an
When they
update of the
did-
show
when
that
they
still
did
feels
the-
like Phantasmic. The Tokyo show does not feel like Phantasmic. The only cool moment is the dragon coming out of the mirror. And even then, like, the hat never worked as it was supposed to work. The hat is silly. It always looked like panels.
What do you mean the hat doesn't work?
There was a reason they cut the hat from World of Color. The hat looked bad, and they sold it to Tokyo. It was not meant to be a
The
thing.
hat was part of World of Color, really? I didn't know that.
The original concept art, the hat's there. In the middle of the concept art for World of Color, yeah. They cut it away because they thought it looked stupid with the screens didn't turn out the way they thought they were going to look.
World of Color concept art. I gotta see this now. Huh, wow. I actually didn't know that.
I actually did like the hat in Tokyo Phantasmic.
But yeah, I'm sad that it's gone, mostly because now we have no nighttime entertainment except for Dreamlights. That's the only, and our sad little fireworks show, in air quotes. Our fireworks are so pathetic. I'm hoping that they announce a replacement soon. They've been doing so much work around Mount Prometheus. I can't help but think it has something to do with the night show. I wouldn't be surprised if we heard something for the 20th anniversary next year. That's when Phantasmic came, was for the 10th anniversary. So seeing something with the 20th anniversary would not surprise me. Yeah, that's kind of the thing with Phantasmic. I'm sad it's gone. I loved it. Despite Tom's complaints, I still think it was great.
When I was like
the only
looking up
problem
stuff online about it, it was I remember seeing a lot of message boards because that was the only way I could find stuff about Disney back in the day. Was like message boards
Yeah.
and like the music of the magic or whatever that site was called that had all like the parks music, and they always called it
Magic
like
Music, yeah.
Phantasmic 2.0, Sound of Magic. That website was great.
Oh,
And they always called it Phantasmic 2.0. And then when I listened to it, and it starts off with like the imagination lyrics going into the Phantasmic theme, I'm like, this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. Because those lyrics are, I actually really love it. And the way when it actually flows from that one section of the song into the second half,
I like
and
the
it's
new
like,
music.
take flight. And the
I don't like the show.
I do like the imagination song. I like that very much.
Spencer, you have a bunch of Tokyo questions, it looks like.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't looking at YouTube for a minute. In Tokyo, average hotel room rate. If you're staying at a Disney hotel, be prepared to pay. It's such a ripoff, actually. Our hotels are such a ripoff. It's worth doing once, especially Hotel Miracosta, because then you can stay and look in at Disney Sea. I want to do that so much, but it's so expensive. It's like $400 or $500 a night at Miracosta, and you have to book 6 months in advance.
No, sometimes you get a rogue night. It's hard to get multiple nights, usually.
It is, yeah. You can find a cancellation if you keep checking.
There's a lot of single nights during the week. You can get like a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, like one night, typically.
But it's still very expensive.
Yeah.
Someone on Facebook.
Tokyo Disneyland or Disney Sea. Oh God. I can't choose. They're both fantastic in their own ways, especially with the Beauty and the Beast expansion. Now there's no way that you can just choose one anymore.
Someone on Facebook.
How
wants to
difficult?
know-
Sorry.
Someone on Facebook wants to know, like, how do you do pictures in Tokyo? Is it a machine or a human being?
It's a human being. They don't have photo pass. I almost said fast pass. Yes, we do have fast pass. We don't have photo pass, but they give you like this key card, which I might have one on my desk. No, I don't. And you can buy the pictures. Like you can buy prints online or through the app if you live in Japan. You can get prints done at the park. There are little photo cast members that they'll set up at different photo op spots every now and then, but they're not guaranteed to be there a lot of the time. It's kind of just luck of when you go. And most of our rides don't have pictures. The only rides that do are Splash Mountain, Indiana Jones, and Tower of Terror. which is weird because Japan is such a photocentric. They love taking pictures everywhere. I think they might be worse than the U.S. with selfies, and so it's weird that we don't have a better structure for photos at the parks. But yeah, mostly there will be photo cast members around in opportune spots when it's busy. How hard is it, or how difficult is it to visit Tokyo if you don't speak Japanese?
Not at all.
For the parks, yeah, you should be fine at the parks. Even outside the parks, a lot of like really touristy places will have like English menus or something. Japanese people are very accommodating to tourists. They want to help. They want to make sure that you have a good time. It's wonderful, actually, how hospitable they are. It's the Japanese concept of omote nashi, which is like taking care of guests, making sure they're having fun, making sure they're all their needs are met, really. And it goes across the board, even outside of Disney. It's really not that hard. What's your thoughts about the Tokyo Indoor Main Street? It's great during the rainy season. It definitely gives the park something distinctive. I feel like our Main Street is too small or too short, honestly. That's like the biggest complaint I have about it. But during the rainy season, especially like in June and July, World Bazaar is great. It's a godsend. I don't know, Tom, what do you think?
I don't like World Bazaar. I liked it when the Party Popper was there, the 35th
Don't remind me.
statue. Yeah, now with it gone, it's just, I really don't like that area. It's a weird main street. I like the shop interiors. I'm not crazy about the street. I don't like the facades. It's probably my least favorite area of the park, honestly. I like the hub, though. I like the parade idea, the layout where you can get around parades at any time. I like that.
I just like that it's giant. I feel like that's something that should be done at Disney World.
It rains a lot, but you do lose a lot of charm with the roof, I think. Like, I think the worst part of Diagon, the worst part of Diagon at Universal is the Carpet Market canopy. I think it doesn't block the rain anyway because they let interns design it and it doesn't work. But it also just, I think, kills that space. I think it feels weird in there.
I think it's fine. I don't know.
It's the least interesting area of that land.
It's not in the movies.
Like Nocturne Alley works because the whole idea is it's dark. And
Yeah. I think one of the things with Target Market is it's this extra thing that like she had in her brain.
Yeah.
So there was nothing to like pull from of like you're gonna make it look like the movies.
Oh. Fine. I just think the roof kills it.
Someone wanted
How
to know
are
what you were
apartments
doing.
different? Oh, sorry.
What happened?
Someone was just like, "What is Tom doing?"
I'm just keeping up with work stuff. We have a lot of employees with questions and things gotta deal with.
Is there a way to buy Tokyo Disneyland merchandise from the U.S.? eBay.
Yeah, eBay. I will not endorse the merch resellers who sell things
'cause
from
they're
Japan. I hate
terrible.
them.
They buy 10 of everything. Yeah.
They are the reason why we have item limits. When I was buying merchandise for Halloween and the Disney Sea 18th anniversary, it was a madhouse. Everyone wanted that stuff.
They
and
stole
some
stuff
of the
out of your
merchandise
basket,
resellers,
didn't they?
that's what I'm getting to. I kid you not. They stole. Actually, I have one of them because I bought one when it came back in stock. When the 18th anniversary came around, they were selling these really cool planetarium things where they light up and you can like put them on the wall and it makes these cute little star and Mickey patterns. I love it so much.
Yeah.
And I was buying a couple of them because I was shopping for a couple other people. And these merch resellers, they were out of stock on the shelves at the time, so they took them out of my basket.
Yeah.
The Tokyo merch resellers are the worst. I will not endorse any of them. I hate them.
Yeah. Don't support that.
So eBay, please don't. It's
Not
terrible.
that eBay is different, but I wouldn't support those people. They're very
Anyone,
underhanded.
yeah, if their business is to go to Tokyo and buy merch, don't support that. It's sad because some of our merchandise is really cool, and I would love for there to be an easier way to get them
Yeah.
in the US.
The key is to
But-
meet someone nice who lives in Japan and then ask them to get you things. That's the key.
Someone asked, what are
Yeah.
good places to eat in Disneyland? Be more specific. Do you mean counter service or sit down? Ask the question again. What is the best time to visit? Least crowds, etc. Never. Right now.
Wow.
I always tell people that like the least crowded time here in Florida is like September after Labor Day.
Not even anymore.
When would you say?
Now, there's like an off week in January. There's like one off week in November, like the beginning of November. There's not a lot, but there's like these singular off weeks in weird places. The summer's fairly slow compared to the rest of the year now. Yeah.
I mean, it's not, you know, people all the time are like, well, when I used to go to Disney, yeah, but not anymore. I mean, they've organized it to try to have it busy all year round. You know, there are some like small down spots of like January, February, September, but like, you know, I went to Food and Wine in September, October, and November, and it got just exponentially busier by the time you got to November. People still will tell me that the first week in December is the best time to go because it's not busy. That's not true anymore.
Yeah.
It was once. And if you really want to go in December, then absolutely that is the least busy week of December. But it is not like a not busy time. If you want to come see Christmas stuff, come in November, it's all up.
Yeah.
It'll be less busy than it'll be in December. It's busy all the time. It's just, that's how they want it. Oh, wait, I meant to Tokyo.
That's what but you jumped on Florida. But
Well, someone before that said Disneyland, and I don't know.
January.
For
When I
Tokyo,
went in January, there was no one there. That was great.
Yeah, you can come in January and
cold.
February, I guess. It'll be freezing. Don't come in March. March is Japanese high school and college spring break. And actually, I'm kind of glad that this is the month of all times that we are losing because I hate March.
You're losing
It was
very
miserable
many,
last
though.
year. I'm losing very many. I'm losing Phantasmic, but it's also worth it because I probably wouldn't be able to get a good spot for any of them anyway because the parks would just be miserably packed.
Lottery. Win the
It's like-
lottery.
I can't win the lottery. Even like I was able to start winning again, but even during March, you can't win the lottery. It's almost impossible. There's too many people. April, like the second half of April is usually good. May is usually dead. It's my favorite time in Tokyo because it's like mid 70s to low 80s. It's not humid yet. It's blue skies almost every day. Everyone has already used their vacation time for the big Golden Week holiday, so it's a gorgeous time of year. It's dead. Usually Easter is going on, but the Disney Sea Easter event sucks, so don't care about that. God, I don't want to see Tip Top again.
The
I hate
Black
Tip
Widow
Top.
movie
And
is
then-
delayed.
Yeah, we heard. Black Widow delayed
I'm
indefinitely.
telling the people.
It's on the site. I think. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think yet, but they're writing it.
Tell Joe.
They know. They're working on it.
I'm telling the people.
Oh, all right.
And then other less busy time, October. September and October, after like the early part of the month, are usually pretty dead as well. So yeah.
Everything over.
Mandy says, how are apartments different in Tokyo? They're tiny. If I gave you a panorama of my apartment, I live in a one-room apartment.
So, you know, like
The
a
only
CP
doors go-
lives, you know. I'm joking.
Yeah,
CPs
I
don't
live
have
like a
housing anymore.
I like if I gave you a panorama of my apartment, you would see like a wall about 10, 15 feet away from me and then another wall about 10 feet away from me. The only doors are for a closet, a bathroom, and to go outside.
One of those doors
I live
you
in a
can't
tiny
use
apartment.
currently.
Can't go outside. Tom, what's your favorite Epcot festival?
It used to be Art Fest, but now it sucks. Now I hate them all now.
Do you recommend staying on or off property in Tokyo? You can stay on property at one of the third-party hotels for pretty cheap, actually.
Yeah, I usually
There's a
pay
whole set of them,
120
like
to
a,
150 at the Hilton or the Sheraton. With monorail
yeah, there's like a whole
access.
set of like a Hilton and a Sheraton and a bunch of Japanese brands, and it's right on the monorail line for almost nothing compared to the Disney hotels.
The Japanese brands reportedly have uncomfortable beds and living conditions that
They
we
do.
as Americans would probably not be used to. So I suggest the Sheraton and the Hilton. They're usually cheap enough. They're very nice. Everyone at the hotel is very nice.
I liked both of those hotels.
Yeah.
It's worth staying at like Miracosta once. If you're only coming to Tokyo once, book a night at Miracosta. It's expensive, but it really is worth it if you're coming once. Is Toy Story Hotel still happening? Yes, they're still working on the construction.
Yeah.
They just started putting up paneling on part of the building a couple weeks ago, actually. So they're moving on it. Construction hasn't stopped. They're still building on New Fantasyland. They're still working on the entrance. They're still taking down stuff on the castle. Our construction's still going.
Florida and California are likely gonna stop if they haven't yet.
Do the Country Bears still have seasonal shows in Tokyo? Yes, and they are great. I love both of them.
Yeah. Their regular Country Bear show is also still the full show.
Yeah, we still have the full. It's in Japanese, but it's still the full show. From
Yeah, but the
71.
songs that got cut in America, one of them's in English, so it's a throwback.
Yeah, Mama Don't Whoop Little Buford is in Japanese though. It's so weird. How many days do you recommend visiting Tokyo for? The frustrating thing is I love Japan very much, just the whole country. And it's hard for me to recommend more than 2 or 3 days at Tokyo Disney just because the rest of the country is so beautiful.
No length of time is enough.
Need to see the rest of the country.
If you're a hardcore
Say
Disney
what?
fan, you're going to feel sad having spent only 3 days. But then again, as a human being, you're going to feel bad for not spending more time in the country. There's just never enough time. There's never enough time there.
It's a beautiful country. There's a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
I highly recommend spending a couple days just in the city. Go down to Kyoto, go down to Hiroshima, go to Osaka. You know,
All
there's
places
so much
I
to
was
do in the
supposed to go next month.
And I can't recommend that you just spend your time at Disney.
Do you think Walt Disney World should implement the Tokyo lottery system? No.
No. Nowhere else should
Although
have
it's
that
better than
demon
the Rise of the
lottery.
Resistance boarding group system, I'll say that much.
I think that we should have fast passes like you guys do, honestly. I think that if we combined fast pass, show lottery, and standby, you would get like the people who really want to see a show, they could see it. You could like lottery for a seat, or you could just stand by. I really think that if you combined all three together, it would be a better system for shows.
Oh no, a member of D.
What do you
Capella
wanna
has
see?
left the group.
Oh no.
What do you want to see as a third gate in Tokyo? There was one floating around a couple years ago. We were supposed to get a park called Disney Sky, which it was going to go where Fantasy Springs is now, although there was another site that I'm not allowed to talk about. And it was going to be like soaring, and like we were going to get Flight of Passage, I think. There was a few things they talked about for Disney Sky. And then they canned that project, and now it's Fantasy Springs, which I'm also okay with, honestly. Putting Disney Sky where Fantasy Springs is would have been a tiny park. That's like a 35-acre site, I think. It's really small. I would have loved to see what they would have done with Disney Sky. I'd love to see concept art come out sometime. But yeah, how well do you know Japanese? I've been studying it for a year, and I still suck. When we did the press event for Very Very Mini, we had to bring along one of our friends to help me with the Japanese language part. It was a little difficult. It was a lot of fun though. Still,
I still feel
It's a
like we
fun
did
language.
as well, if not better, than most of the Japanese-speaking media at the event, who seemed more confused about what was going on than we were.
a lot of them were like shaking their heads around a little bit. I feel like there was something unconventional about that event because a lot of them have clearly been there before.
Yeah, but I
and
think they
somehow
just,
we.
I think that's the way people are there. There always seems to be a lot of confusion over things. Even though they're there all the time, there's always a lot of confusion. I'm not sure why.
There's like rules and procedures they gotta follow. Like it's
Yeah.
this thing, I guess, and they get confused about it.
Thoughts on pet-friendly places in Walt Disney World? Worth it? Dumb?
What do we mean, like hotels?
I don't know. They're dogs, so it's important to them.
I don't know.
I mean, you can take...
I mean, people like the Best Friends Pet Care place a lot. A lot of positive reviews of that.
Although I will say, like, you know, having a dog, I mean, there are things like, that kennel is nice, but I can get more from a non-Disney kennel.
But they'll read
for
your
less.
dog a book.
What does my dog want a book for?
I don't know. I just love that press shot of the dog being read a book.
I have seen some like dog kennels where they get like sweets and you like
they have
popcorn
TV.
and beds and TV, and I'm like, she's a
Yeah.
dog. She eats rocks. Like, I love her, but
You
like
wouldn't read Snow a book?
she would walk away. She'd be like, what?
Aw.
Just leave. We could bring Snow into the studio. She can't get coronavirus.
That's fair, but she might eat something of value.
We'd watch. She could just, she's beautiful.
What if she chewed gelatoni?
I don't think she would.
No,
Gelatoni's up
we
on
must
a surface.
protect Gelatoni.
He's also quite large.
Yeah.
She'd probably be like, what is that?
She might think it's another dog.
She might. She's not smart.
She also has one eye.
She does, so she'd be real confused. She'd just stand here because she'd be like, person,
Yeah.
person, 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 person. That would be it. But she's beautiful. The internet would love her. She has an Instagram. Anyways, so I would say, like, why bring your dog to Disney? They can't do anything. Like, they're gonna sit in a kennel, or like they're gonna sit because some of the hotel rooms you can bring dogs now. But I'm kind of like, find a nice kennel where you live and leave them there, or have like someone.
If you're gonna spend all day at the
stay.
parks, why don't
Hey!
you leave your hotel?
I didn't see this. We were on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert last night.
What?
What?
Oh, is that our picture?
Yeah, he talked about. Hold on, I'm gonna watch this now. I'm sorry, everybody.
So don't bring your dog to Disney. Just it's not fun for them.
I'm gonna turn up the
Why
volume.
would you? If you're gonna spend all day at the park, you're not gonna get any attention to them.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they still held one last fireworks show, and it was packed.
Yeah.
Doesn't a last show sort of defeat the purpose? It's like finding out your partner has herpes and then saying, we should stop sleeping together.
I was gonna say we should have done it before we played it here.
We all have to do our part. By
We were on the Late Show. That's
I mean,
pretty crazy.
It's
They were
Colbert.
making fun of us, but yeah.
Not making fun of us, he's making fun of Disney. But
This whole episode of Colbert, he's in a
we were there
bathtub
reporting the
and-
news, but see, I mean, a lot of people don't understand the vital role played in that. I mean, photojournalists throughout history have been outside in all sorts of cataclysmic events. And, you know, obviously we told our reporters if they didn't want to go out, they didn't have to. Some reporters were pulled off the schedule before the weekend even, you know, concluded. But others went, and it plays an important role in why, you know, in social awareness, people complaining, why did Disney stay open so long? All of these things. Yeah. I have to share this
Didn't
with
Jake
them.
Tapper retweet us too?
Jake Tapper did retweet us. But retweeting is different from being on national television on a major late night talk. I mean, CBS. I mean, that's pretty
That's
pretty
true,
cool.
yeah.
We can now say we were seen on CBS. That's a new one for me. I've never had that. That's pretty cool.
Put it at the bottom of the website, yeah. Do you like Soaring Magic Flight? The new one at Disney Sea, I like it. It's still soaring, but I like soaring more than Tom does. So
Soaring.
the end scene, I think, is a lot better compared to Paris, or the Paris scene. I like the Tokyo one a lot more because you don't get the leaning tower of Eiffel.
The theme
We
is
instead
definitely, like compared to Florida, like there's no comparison. The whole
you can't
sea
beat our queue. Yeah.
thing, yeah, like, oh, I just got off of a plane in Florida, time to go to a themed area that's like an airport. Like, it's in comparison, like I wouldn't have even imagined doing like a sea overlay of Soarin', but it works so well.
They'd wanted soaring at Disney Sea for years. They kept talking about it. There was like something floating around a while back where they wanted to do soaring over Japan at Disney Sea, and they threw it out, obviously, because the idea is that the park isn't about Japan.
Wasn't that
That was something
built
that's
with
what
the
they had.
intention? Like, what was in that section before? Was it just like trees, or wasn't that whole like
It was
facade?
trees and the dry dock for barges for the harbor shows. They built it over the old dry dock. That area, it wasn't really intended for anything originally. It was just, yeah, trees and a dry dock.
Well, that new facade works though, like with the whole area, based on like the walk in the park stuff and the photo reports I've seen, at least.
Oh, the facade it blends so well. It hides the theater. It lights up at night too, so it looks like it's an actual part of the park. It's gorgeous. So Spencer, are you offering to set up a merch to the U.S. side business? No, I do not buy merchandise for other people, mostly.
We were on the Late Show, which means they've canceled Saturday Night Live though. But my dream has always been that something of ours would make it onto Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live. That's when I can retire from this and walk away. But SNL has announced they're taking a leave of absence now. So again, I've been screwed. And not even like we need to be mentioned, like just even if it was a story that originated with us. Mm-hmm. And there were some stories that were big enough to make it, but they were in the summer when SNL is off. They've still never made it. But this would have been it. I think for sure this would have been a Weekend Update joke that all these people went to fireworks in the middle of, this disease. Hundreds of thousands of people standing in for a fireworks show.
When
So
Weekend
it's-
Update
Tom,
comes
you're
back,
gonna
they'll
love
probably
this.
do it.
What happened?
What best attractions that you can only find a Disney park other than Orlando?
I don't know what you said.
I said, what are the 3 best attractions that you can only find in Disney park other than Orlando?
Mystic Manor, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Maybe Pirates in Paris. I like Sinbad though. I like 20,000 Leagues. Those are all great things we don't have. But what was it specifically in the U.S. or just Disney World?
It just says other than Disney World.
Oh, like Cars Land in California. Indiana Jones. I mean, I was supposed to name only 3, but it's hard to pick out of those. Yeah, Abigail Disney did retweet us, but she's also insane. So,
Someone on Facebook wants to know what the lottery system is.
Spencer, would you like to explain the Tokyo lottery system?
Ugh, God, I hate doing this. I'm at Tokyo Disney.
But yeah, I hate reporting on theme parks. It's the worst. Go ahead.
I hate the lottery system because it's so complicated and stupid. So at Tokyo Disney, the shows are so popular that we can't just have them open to people for the most part. There's like 1 or 2 that are. But for the most part, you have to have a show lottery to seats. What happens is you go to this spot to the parks and you scan your ticket, you choose time, and you either or you don't. Most of the time, I don't. Tom does for some reason. I don't know why.
I'm laughing because like it cut out at the most important parts, and so it reminds me of the episode of The Office where Jim and Pam are away, and Michael calls for help with something, and Jim like fakes like breaking up on the phone during the important parts, and it's like, okay, here's what you do: you, and then you'll be saved. He's like, "What? I couldn't hear you." He's like, "No, just and then you'll be saved." And then he just hangs up on it.
Spencer, it sounded like you said you either
Did you
eat
see that?
or you don't. And I'm like, what?
Okay, I'll try this again. So, at Tokyo Resort, the shows are so popular that we just have them open to everybody, unless they're really bad shows. So, said you have to enter a lottery to win seats, and it's the worst system ever. What you do is you do a designated area at either Disneyland or Disney. You scan your ticket, you pick a showtime, and you either win, or more likely, in my case, you don't win. And you don't get to see that show, and you're just screwed, basically.
So you scan your ticket, and then it tells you right there if you get to see it or not?
Yeah, you scan your ticket and you press it. It's like, oh, you won. Or it's like, oh, that's bad. I hate the too bad sound because I've heard it too much.
And you can't scan your ticket again for the same show.
No, you can only do it once a day for a show. You can't even try for a different performance time.
That's so ridiculous.
You can enter every show once, but you have only performance time. If you lose that time, you can't be like, oh, I lost the 2:00. Let me try the 3:30. It doesn't work like that.
That's a bummer.
It's the stupidest system.
That must mean that a substantial number of people every day are always requesting to see the shows, though, and then only a certain number of them randomly win. Like, what if only, like, let's say 20 people ever actually scan their ticket for a certain showtime, half of them win? Does that mean only 10 people are watching the show at that time? Like,
yes.
It's the anticipation of, like, 1,000 people or something scanning their tickets for that one show.
I went on a day, it was like a weekend day, and it was so packed at Disney, and I won the lottery for Big Band B, which was a miracle. And I was there, and by the time the show started, I think 150 seats were empty because the lottery had not given out those seats.
Oh my god!
You can enter the show, and you can enter the show lottery until like 45 minutes before showtime. And I really feel like if the show lottery doesn't give out all the seats, there's a standby line for most shows, and you can sit in like the worst seats possible. It's still okay, but
terrible, by the way.
Hang on a second.
All right, quick announcement. We're going to wrap up here at 2 o'clock. So we got like 14 minutes left. 2 o'clock, we're going to wrap up, and then we'll be back at 8 p.m. tonight to watch Darby O'Gill and the Little People and The Luck of the Irish. That's the name of the other movie. I can't remember the name. I've never seen this other movie. That's what we're watching tonight. What was that?
How's this?
Oh, it's
the logo
it's
speaking. What did the logo say to me?
It's such a ridiculous movie.
Oh,
it's me, the WDWNT logo.
Oh, this is like when Carousel of Progress starts and I just yell like, "Oh my God, a talking cog!" You ever go in like the curtain lifts and just a mythical voice comes out from behind the cog, and so I just like to yell, "Oh my God, a talking cog!"
You must be the worst to write Carousel of Progress with.
No, probably the kid who got on stage is the worst person to ride Carousel of Progress.
Is the
I can
audio
think of
sound better?
much worse people. No, I'm the worst person to write anything with because the whole time it's just Oh, the stars are burnt out. Oh, he's not painting the ceiling. Oh, that guy's mouth isn't moving. Oh, this is in terrible
It's
shape.
good enough to
We-
be Disney World.
we
because
rode-
I've been on rides with you before, and I feel like if I went to Disney World, because when we went on Sinbad and things were broken, we spent like time pointing out things that were broken. And I
That
feel
one
like if I ride,
animatronic that I told you it'll be fixed by tomorrow, and then it was.
and then when the fire wasn't working on Journey, yes.
Yeah, but then it also worked
I
the
feel
next
like-
day, right? Yeah.
Yes.
That was our day. We did the same thing 2 days in a row, and it was all the things that were fixed broken the day before, like worked beautifully the next day. And I was like, this would never happen in America. That would still be broken.
I feel like if I actually was coming to Disney World and like we went on Spaceship Earth or something, you'd be like, oh yeah.
Oh, it's bad.
that's
I did that
broken.
on
That's
Sunday. Yeah, everything was, it's in real rough shape. Real.
That makes me
rough
sad. I
shape.
love Spaceship Earth.
One of my favorite things was when we were at Typhoon Lagoon for what I guess was supposed to be its anniversary, and we were on Misadventure Falls together, and it was like, oh, here comes the animatronic. Oh, it's broken. All right, who's ready for 3 show set pieces? 1, 2, as we were going on the ride. That was so much fun. Everything else at the park.
Jeez.
Adam says, I look forward to episode 5 of the RPG. Will it happen before May 22nd? Yeah, it'll probably happen in like the next 2 weeks, given now that I have time to write it.
And for the back to the Tokyo lottery system, there is a standby line for most shows. They took it out for very many, but for most shows, there's a standby line. And the worst thing about it, I think, is that they don't fill the seats that the lottery doesn't fill with standby people, and they could. They will know 45 minutes before the show how many empty seats there will be, and they could easily add more people to the line. I think it's the dumbest thing that they don't add more people. Because a lot of these shows are very popular. Sorry, Colleen, what was that?
I don't even know. I was gonna say something, but then I looked down and was like reading, and I don't know what I don't know. Jess says she has to be on tonight because she told her mom she was gonna be on, so she's got to watch the Irish movies.
You gotta watch them Irish films.
Yep.
All right, we got 10 minutes left. What will your day look like when Walt Disney World open again? What park, what attractions, what food will be consumed? Probably Magic Kingdom. Probably Skipper Canteen. And I will probably want to ride all sorts of things like Splash Mountain and not a mansion. Pirate.
You won't get your bread service on the first day?
I had my bread service on the last day. So I don't think I need to go have the bread service again the first day. I mean, that might very well change. It's been 3 days. So or 2 days. So I mean, I might feel differently in several weeks than I do today, but I need to go back to
How
Nine
long do you
Dragons. That's where I
usually-
need to go.
How long do you usually go between eating at Sanaa?
7 to 14 days.
That's very specific.
Yeah, 1 to 2 weeks, generally.
Oh, I have a question for everyone here, actually. Which resort do you think will be the first to go back to normal?
What do you mean?
Which parks do you think will open
Shanghai.
first?
I think the government
Shanghai?
will see to that, yeah. Shanghai. I think Shanghai, and then Tokyo, and then us in California. And I think
Paris will be
then
last?
Paris, no, I think Hong Kong will be last. Because Hong Kong is saving money by not being open. That's how
Oh,
bad
really?
things already were. Yeah, if you did the math on the call, they told you what Hong Kong had already lost leading up to the closure, just based on the what you call it, what's the word I'm looking for? not riots. They weren't really riots. Protests.
Protests,
So they
yeah.
told you what they had lost all those months because of the protest, and then it turned out that the numbers were actually not considerably worse for the coronavirus closure. And so that means that they would save money by just not operating. And so I think they just will remain closed until, I think they'll be closed until they were planning on, like, because their summer season is usually good. So I don't think they'll reopen until whenever their summer promotion was supposed to start. So whenever they were supposed to start that water parade and the castle was supposed to open and all that stuff, that's when they'll reopen, is when all that was supposed to open. But I think they'll be the last to reopen. I could be wrong, but that makes sense to me from a business perspective. I think Shanghai will be rushed open because the Chinese government will want to be like, oh, we are back, and we are operating again. And I think Tokyo will be next just because I think it will calm down there first. I think they'll be second. That's my.
Does anyone else want to get on? Tyler, Colleen?
I don't know. Whatever.
Oh man,
he
I wouldn't
said.
even be able to say.
An interesting programming note for everybody. This won't be on YouTube, but if you go to WDWNtunes.com, listen to our radio station on Live 365, however you listen to it through the app. Chris will be on with a live request show from 6 to 7 p.m. tonight. So that's starting at 6 p.m. tonight on WDWNtunes.com, however you listen to that, whether it's through the WDWNT app, you listen on Live 365, or at WDWNtunes.com, our audio-only streaming service. He will have a live request music show, audio show, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. And then don't forget, at 8 p.m., Darby O'Gill and the Little People and the Luck of the Irish live watch along with myself. And I think Marcy Smith is joining us, and Wolf, and
No, other Eric.
other Eric. Eric Morton is
Yeah.
joining us. Other Eric. Eric Morton and Jessica Figueroa, our editor-in-chief, will all be joining me to watch some Irish movies, some Disney Irish movies. How many times will I yell, "Kiss my Blarney Stone"? Tune in to find out. Tonight at 8 Eastern Time. Only on every social media platform. Yeah.
Only everywhere.
Yeah.
Tonight at 8/7 Central.
Followed by a new episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So don't miss. Check your local listings. The Fresh Prince of Bell Services is on right after. There you go.
For me, I think Tokyo will open first, honestly. I think we'll be first.
I don't think so.
I think that early April will be when we open, especially if USJ opens next week.
Do they really think USJ is opening next week?
USJ is supposed to open on the 23rd. If it opens, I think we're opening.
I don't think they're gonna. How are things there though? Has the number of cases is decreasing now? Is it?
It's, I mean, I haven't looked at the number, which includes recoveries recently, but the overall number obviously is still going up. It slowed down a little bit, and then we had a record day, and then it slowed down again. It's weird.
That seems like a bad situation to reopen in. You probably want it to be mostly.
I mean,
eradicated.
like I told you, the government's doing this weird halfway thing where they don't know whether they actually want to respond to it or not. I feel like either they're going to give up because they want to look good for the Olympics and be like, yes, we're ready, please come.
If the rest of the world's not ready for the Olympics, or if it gets worse again, then I think it's better for them to just ride it out and then have the Olympics. I think it's stupid to try to be so far in advance, be like, look, it's gone, and then if cases go up, then you're going to have to cancel the Olympics. I think they should just play it safe and just keep everything kind of closed until it's figured out. But that's me.
I wouldn't be surprised if we still open at the beginning of April, though.
Someone said Disneyland and Disney World open 4/1/20. Yeah, in theory. The CDC also said people in groups larger than 50 shouldn't get together for the next 8 weeks. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I think summer's a bit much. I wouldn't say summer. I think by May, my safe bet is May 1st. I think by May 1st, life should be back to normal, hopefully. But we don't know. But I think 2 weeks is awfully, it's awfully short. It's been proven by other countries that even if you play it safe, 2 weeks is still not enough to get this thing out of here, you know? But it all could change.
2 weeks was
the
already
vaccine,
open,
like
too,
if
yeah.
they figure out the vaccine, then things are going to change. If people have access to a vaccine to it, you know, obviously that has changed the world many times, vaccines.
vaccines
what
take a
polio
long
used to do.
time.
They do. They're already human testing.
I think, yeah, they said it would take like a year to get out there with the vaccine, didn't they?
Does
Yeah.
it really? Oh,
Yeah.
God.
It would take a year.
Yeah, they said it was going to take a year to make the vaccine.
Even if they figure out what the vaccine is?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like
I mean, it takes time to make
they're
it, I'm
working
sure,
on it.
but- Yeah.
They have to test it. That's the thing. They have to go through all
they've
the
started
FDA
testing.
trials.
That's like the whole thing.
I think there's probably everything would have to pass safety trials, and probably countries just have different safety laws, and so being able to get it to everybody
Yeah, maybe.
probably. I don't know, but yeah, I've heard that.
You would want to save people's lives who are dying from it at that moment, though, wouldn't you? I mean, that's my thing.
don't know. But
I
I've
don't
heard-
work in that field. I don't know anything. I don't
I've
claim
heard
to
a
know
year.
anything. I'm not going to tell you how to live your lives because I report on theme parks. So some people don't have that understanding. There's some theme park reporters out there yelling all sorts of nonsense like they know something. We don't. We report on fun things. Our area of expertise is the parks, and you know, that doesn't even really give us the ability to tell you when it's going to reopen. My 6 to 8 week thing is based on what the CDC has said and what is happening in countries who had this ongoing well before us and how their bell curve is going. That's what I'm basing my guess on. But yeah. When will the 50th anniversary start? Who knows? WDWNT knows theme parks, not thermostats. That's fair. Although it's cold in here now, we figured it out.
Yeah,
We did it. We figured out how to live stream and how to work a thermostat.
we got other things to figure
It's
out.
been an incredible day of learning for us. Tom, will you have a special when they reopen? Oh, we will do. There will be all sorts of things when these parks reopen. It will be grand day. There will be grand days of celebration when we get to go back. Yeah, maybe I'll stream the whole day from a park. We'll do all sorts of fun stuff. We'll get there. This is only day 2. We've got some time, everybody. Settle in. You know, Colleen's already standing at the computer. She won't even let me answer the last question.
I'm just ready.
All right, this is the last thing. We're going to end on this. What's your favorite version of Tomorrowland at all of the parks? That's tough. I don't like any of them currently. They all have weird stuff in them that make no sense. Shanghai, the Shanghai one's kind of cool looking, but there's very little to do in it. I don't like their Buzz Lightyear. I don't like any Buzz Lightyears. They're all kind of junky. Tron's cool looking, but we'll have that. I guess the Florida one. Yeah, even though thematically it's wrecked. I mean, they all kind of are thematically wrecked at this point.
What's wrong with our Tomorrowland?
Tomorrowland's a mess. Buzz Lightyear and that Stitch show and the worst Space Mountain. The only thing I like the what's the name of the other side, the Star Tours side? That has a name. The
I actually don't
complex.
know.
The complex absolutely has a name. Astrozone.
Why do I not know that?
It's the Astrozone. The Astrozone side I like. So I like the Monsters Inc. doesn't make sense there, but I like that alley after it. I like Star Tours and Pan Galactic, and the show base. I like that little. There's some purity there, some thematic purity in that little section. So I like that. But I think all the Tomorrowlands, even Discoveryland, they're all pretty wrecked at this point. In their original form, maybe Discoveryland, in some form, 94 Tomorrowland, but currently they're all pretty. Ugh. They have good stuff in them, but they make no sense. Spencer, do you have an answer real quick?
I loved 94 Tomorrowland growing up.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Paris, so I can't really comment on Discoveryland. But I really liked the 94 Tomorrowland. I thought it was so cool when I was a kid. You're not wrong about our Tomorrowland. I do like the 80s feel to it. I like the columns. I like the space age architecture that we still have.
It just makes no sense.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think 94 Tomorrowland.
Okay. Well, we're going to end now. We're going to go off the air. Remember, we're on at, Chris Reed is on WWN Tunes, our radio station tonight, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern with a live request show. So if you want to tune in, hear Chris talk, and listen to some Disney Parks music, or maybe even movie music, make sure you tune in for that. And then at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, we will be live here again on all these platforms to bring you a live. Come watch Darby O'Gill and the Little People and Lucky the Irish with us tonight. And then tonight I'll give you more details on our programming for tomorrow. So with that, we'll see you real soon. Stay safe, everybody.
Good night, everybody.